Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A where we answer sporting questions from the chat. Big up to everyone who's just joined over from the raid, from doing the most. So Sarcasm City raiding Sarcasm City as always. Q&A slightly later than usual because we had to put doing the most today. We had to do doing the most today because obviously Monday I was not around. But big up to everyone who's supporting. Like I said, get your questions in. If you are a member of the channel, your question takes priority like a super chat. So if you see me go into the same names, I'm not ignoring anybody, people. It's simply because that is one of the many great perks when it comes to joining the membership. The link for the membership is in the pinned comment. But let's bump up the likes first and foremost. Let's do that. Let's bump up the likes, people. Make sure you share this across all of the social media apps you are active on. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Big up to TJ. Says big up Flawless in the panel. Smash those likes, people. Shout out to TJ. Warrior J has put the pots in for the Champions League because that draw is actually going on today as well. He goes on to say Arsenal drawing Bayern, calling it now. That'd be hilarious if they do that. I think you definitely draw them, like in regards to in the Champions League, whether it's in the group stages or the knockout ties. That's gonna happen without doubt. Big up to Time to Shine as well. But like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. How many likes are we on? There's over 80 people in here. I need to check how many likes we are indeed on. Jez in the building as well. Jez, were you telling me everything blessed?
Yeah, man, I'm just good, man. Just chilling. Transfer window's finally about to be done as well,
Yes.
so I don't have to listen to transfer news anymore.
That's facts. Before we continue though, what is this conversion rate? Over 80 people in the building, only at 11 likes. That is abysmal. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. When you enter the city of Sarcasm, pay the tax, and it's 3. What other tax do you know that is free? All I need you lot to do is hit the like button, share across all socials, and subscribe. So let's get up to 50 likes because there's over 80 people in the building. Mods, please get everybody liking and subscribing as well. Did we even get any new subscribers? Yeah, we did. We're at 7,837. We're aiming to get to 7,840. It is road to 8,000 subscribers on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Also, as well, on top of that, make sure you go follow the kick. But links for everything is underneath in the description. TJ says, Jez, do you think Spurs supporters got carried away with the results from the first 3 matches? Is Ange still as exciting as he was prior to this disappointing result? It's a good question.
I don't think there's anything wrong about wanting to be inside about seeing just something different that we haven't seen in a long while, in my opinion. Like, um, I think there's nothing wrong with being excited about these things. To be honest, like with the, I remember when was the show again that we had the Spurs
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah,
Saturday.
and I remember talking about how I didn't know what to expect because it's the first time we actually went before to conclude into our cup game, so I couldn't know if we was gonna go in strong, if we're gonna go in weak, if you're just gonna rotate heavy, or if you just gonna rotate light. I didn't know, and so I couldn't predict. And I said based on how we're gonna go in that game, I can tell you guys that later on how I didn't feel about it. And again, he went for the weak team, and I said, and surprise, surprise, the worst players all to play together, and we lose against Fulham away. Surprise, surprise. Like, I don't even trust this team beating a League One team that was playing yesterday. So I wasn't disappointed that we went out. I think it's only disappointing because it just takes the mood away, and transfers are already slow as it is already. So I think it kind of just killed the momentum. I felt like, again, and Postecoglou had to take the smoke, to be honest. Like, I'll be real, like, I can't sit here and defend the manager for making a clearing mistake, which is playing all these guys together and thinking that you can go against a Premier League side away at home. Because I think Fulham only made one change, and it was Leno. Everybody else played, so it's like
Okay.
I felt like it's just an experience for the manager that, and he will know there's pressure. Like you saw after the game when the people were asking him questions, that it's just not acceptable, regardless of what I can say about. It's just not acceptable going out in the second round of the Carabao Cup. Again, am I disappointed about it? No, because one thing I can at least say, I don't have to see a lot of these motherfuckers again until FA Cup. Like, unless injuries happens, there's not a reason why some of these players have to be played. I told Surfer this already on I told Surfer this on Ahmed's channel earlier. Please, Man United, just hurry up so I can just get Gallagher. Because I would rather have I'd rather have Gallagher over this Højbjerg brother. There's so many guys I don't want this team. There's so many guys I don't want to have in this team. And that's why all the time, even despite me being so happy about just being, I never put Spurs even in a European spot. Despite all my happiness and saying, oh, how good we are, I never put us into predicting us into a European spot because I don't believe we have the depth. Because one injury to Madison, one injury to Romero or Van der Ven, one injury to Udogie, one injury to Son. I mean, Richarlison can get injured; it doesn't really make a difference. One injury to Kulusevski, or one injury to Vicario. Even you have Foster in goal. You see Ben Davis again. You're seeing all these guys that I keep trying to say are not good enough, and people are always going to be like. I feel like people forgot because we didn't play so much football. I think people forgot how bad some of these guys are. But I kept remembering some of these terrible things that I saw last couple of years with some of these guys. So I'm not really disappointed. It's just disappointing because I don't know what the manager's mindset was in that kind of sense. Like, did he go because he just wanted to rotate and he took it too light? Or did he just generally wanted to give some of these guys chances and just play them? Which I think was wrong in my opinion because I kind of understand when Spurs fans say they wanted to go try at least to win. And I had people trying to make the arguments, but I'll be real. I just don't think we would have won the cup anyway, even though I would have loved us to just try at least. But it is what it is. Like, it's just annoying though because it's just the whole transfer things that's just going on. These guys refusing to leave the football club. We arguing within the fan base if we want certain players and certain players we don't want. I still feel like we need a backup centre back, but what can we do when Dyer and Sanchez are refusing to leave the football club and Dumble's refusing to leave the football club? But it's kind of like again, it's just that toxic vibe that is kind of in the fan base. But bro, you know what? I ignore the whole toxic vibe because why? Because it's no point overreacting about a shit squad when we knew this squad is shit. Like it's like people it's like waking up. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're right though.
I don't get it. Like it's like you called these guys shit last season, and then you were surprised they're doing shit. Like no, this is what I'm saying. That's why I didn't get the overreaction. But then I remember.
Hey, just sorry to cut you off. You living in mine and Eddie's world. You know what I'm saying? In that.
Because he said, you know, I don't know what we'll do if we don't have Romero, and I'm like, fuck, you didn't have half the season last.
I'm talking about the people will tell you how bad the players are, but
hey man, listen, hey, you know what? Because you see this thing right here, we use it. It's funny what happens when you use your brain. Yo, you remember what you said a couple days ago, right? It's crazy how that works. Crazy.
People consistently tell me how bad Rashford is, and then still complain about Rashford. We move. Sorry, Jess. Go on, carry on.
This is what I'm trying to say. It's like
shout out time to shine.
And then I remember what Flo's always said.
Oh God.
Then I remember. I always remember.
What's the name it said?
It is what it is. Continue, Jeff. You got no. Bottom, please. Bottom row.
Yeah. Speaking about the Spurs backups, all right, aren't we?
That's outrageous, yo.
I mean, Ahmed might be good enough for a backup spot, but anyways, but nah, bro. Like then I remember what Flo used to say all the time. People get surprised when the bad players play bad or something like. What was it again?
Yeah. People.
Actually, no. This was the other thing. People want to be angry just to be angry. I think this is what it is. Like that was it. And I feel like it's easy to be toxic when you in Tottenham fan because we haven't won a trophy in that many years. A trophy is not gonna make some of these guys better. I know trying to bring a winning mentality and a feeling for wanting to win trophies is good, but just because Davids and Sanchez wins a trophy Carabao Cup, it's not gonna make him a good player. Just because Eric Dyer is able to lift a trophy doesn't make Eric Dyer a good player. Bro,
you know what's crazy though, Jez? You know what's crazy, bro? When I was watching that game and I see Davidson walk up, I was like, damn.
I knew that.
I was like, damn, it's storybook at this point, dog. We knew.
When I saw
Jasmine.
When I saw Sanchez take the third penalty, I was like, yeah, get ready for the monkey emojis, bro, and do the end, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I knew it, bro.
I knew
the cold part was for me. I will let you cook after. Yeah. Shout out to TJ. Your goalie was probably more embarrassing than Sanchez was in that entire situation. But Sanchez go catch the heat.
Yeah, 100%. But of course, we know why he gets the heat. He's already hated in the fan base, and I tweeted it after the game. It's like managers know his shit, but they just want him to be more abused. That's why they put him out there in these lineups. It just feels weird to me, innit? That's why I was like, you know what, Sanchez. Like we all know that Sanchez is not good enough, but then again, like I said, people are abusing Sanchez for being bad, but we all know Sanchez is a bad football.
Hey man, just thoughts on my comment, man.
Well, we ain't even go into that in the private chat. Let me just introduce before you go. Just a bit. Obviously, I had people join. Surfers in the cut, Eddie's in the cut, C1's in the cut, Ahmed, Murtaza, all in the cut. And big up to TJ as well.
We're not addressing it though.
Because there's nothing to address there. That is just wild. That's why we're just not addressing it. And big up to TJ as well for gifting a sub. I believe you gifting a membership to. I think.
Oh, shout out TJ, so real one.
Big up TJ. You know what I'm saying? Who you've seen on this channel before. I will be on his channel. He'll tell us the time. Friday, I believe it's 6 p.m. I believe Friday 6 p.m. I'll be on TJ Warren TV, so make sure you check that out, people. But go subscribe to his channel. You've seen him here before anyway. But yeah, that is wild. What to see what I'm saying. But yeah, go on, carry on, Jess. Say what you were saying.
And I'll be real, like all the standard that Postecoglou is getting from drivers or even from the fans, bro. Like
that brother C1 need Jesus, man. You better relax.
He got it from Twitter, in it, so it's like, and I started laughing too when I saw it. But now, Imposter Cocklu and all these things,
KP,
he deserves it. It's just as simple as that. Like, I'm not gonna, just because I'm happy about the football that he's playing and what he's implementing at the moment, what he's trying to implement, doesn't mean I can't criticize the manager. Like, I'm not.
Let me ask you something, Jez.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Because it's a running theme that y'all just, you know, your fans think about these competitions as one thing. And it honestly seems to me like management, everything thinks about it a totally different way.
100%. Like Conte did it as well. Nuno did it.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So at this point, do you really think it's just the manager, or do you think they're getting directives like, yo, we might want to manage these guys? Like, this is the tinfoil conspiracy theorist coming out right now. I think Levy's like putting in like appearance bonuses in these contracts when he gets these players through here. And anything he can do to cut corners and not pay these dudes, I think he's getting into. That's just me. I don't know if that's the case.
That's some type of conspiracy theories that I can't confirm, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just managers not either one. Actually, two things. Either one, not caring enough about these cups and not understanding how much Spurs fans actually care about it. Not me included, because I don't really care about it as much. But and two, just all rating the squad. I feel like just because I remember a lot of these guys played against Barcelona when we played in preseason, and they actually looked very good against Barcelona despite the loss. And I felt like he looked at it as an opportunity. You know what? Let me just play some of these guys. But surprise, surprise, the shit guys just playing shit like they always do. It's not surprising that Emerson, Van der Ven were literally the only positive that I can take out of the game. Because these are actually guys who feature regularly, at least for the first team, where the other guys just don't play in it. And like I said, despite being out of it, I'm actually fucking clapped, because that means it's less game time for the guys that I saw there coming in yesterday, or the day before. So it is what it is, to be honest. Like I wasn't really too angry, but you know what it is like when you go out of a cup competition. It's always annoying because you never know what the lack of the draw. Like you see Chelsea playing Brighton, City playing Newcastle, United playing Crystal Palace. So it's one of them ones where like you never know, innit? So you want to take your chances, but in the same time, the manager gave me the manager gave me the signs pretty much with the lineup. Like and I remember when the lineup came out, everyone in my Spurs group chat, we said, yeah, we're losing this game to Fulham. Like we called it, and I'll be honest, when you put lineups like this out, You don't deserve to win. I'll be honest. You don't deserve to win.
Nah, first. I fully hear what you're saying with that. Before we continue, over 100 people now locked in watching, but we're only at 29 likes. What is going on, people? Like check 1212. Like check. Well, let's bump up those likes.
Is this a Spurs penalty conversion rate with the likes? What is this? Jesus.
This what is this what United can't pay their money with? Yeah.
Hey, actually, we'll get to this. So I'll answer this. TJ says, Ahmed, why are you smiling? You barely beat Wimbledon today. Chelsea stink. It's because, like he said, I'm doing the most. They got back-to-back wins in it, so that's what he's gassed over.
You know what it is, TJ, bro. One thing I will say to you, bro. You know, we
Fulham did the North London double, didn't they? So like out both games. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Undefeated, man. Undefeated.
Like whole side on the Phil Brown. We're going. Go on, Karen. You remember that? That was that same week. But like Giovanni. Yeah, see, Giovanni, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know Giovanni. See, I'm going to use a term that is used too much. Is that Giovanni was a baller. Now that's a baller right there.
Yeah. He was the streets will never forget baller time.
That's right.
But go on, Ahmed. Get to your back-to-back wins over Luton and Wimbledon.
Hey, so for no joking.
There's nothing to talk about that, you know what I mean? Just back-to-back wins. We need in silence. One game at a time. You know what I'm saying? Just like what's the story for us? One game at a time.
Yeah, but get members, get your questions in as well. Of course, if you super chat, I get to your question, and if a non-member or it's a non-super chat, ask a good question, I will get to it. But yes, members' questions will take priority. So if you see me going to the same names, I'm not ignoring anybody. Flawless, will United sign Cucurella and Amrabat before the window closes? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I've really not put too much thought into it. I'm still not 100% since Carnival. And these lot want to try and sign Cucurella. So I've not really put thought into it. The Amrabat deal should have been done. Like the fact that we've waited this long. The worst thing about the Amrabat, well, two things are very bad about it. One, he genuinely improves us. And two, he's not even expensive like that. If he was like 80, 90, 100 million,
and free, he wants to come to.
Yeah, and just he said, like, we've agreed personal terms with him. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Flawless.
Yeah, Amrabat.
Go ahead, Silver.
You know, Amrabat, there's two things, right?
Whoa.
Amrabat's price keeps coming down as well, right?
Bro, that is actually worrying, you know. Like, I'm beginning to wonder.
Hang on. Second of all, I hope Amrabat goes to the last day, and I hope you guys are using a fax machine as well. That's what I hope you guys are using the fax machine.
It's like we're trying to buy players on credit.
You're buying them on Klarna, man. You're buying them on Klarna.
Klarna, yeah. 4 and 4 payments. 4 and 4 payments.
Legit.
They said, and you think we're not joking because they said, yo, we'll give you the 1 million this time, and then after the transfer deadline, we'll give you the next 1 million for a total of 2 million. And people ask me why I'm not pissed at I never got mad at Weghorst. Because, brother, look how we move.
Yeah.
Look how we move.
At the same time, we bought Mount for 55 million and Anthony for 85.
That's what makes it worse.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what makes it worse is we could have just spent the 20 M's on Amrabat and then had 40 million left over to go and get another attacking midfielder. The fact that we're signing players for positions we need makes it even worse because we're signing players for positions we need, but we're just not signing quality. Like, I love the fact that we're in for a left back. But the fact is, Cucurella is a problem. I love the fact we were trying to sign a central midfielder.
Flawless. This is where we deviate. Because I'm at the point where if it's anybody who's not first name is Luke and last name Shaw, I could care less. I could honestly care less. You can tell me the brother is out. You can tell me, honest to God, shoot. You can tell me the brother has one leg and somehow he makes it work. Sign him up tomorrow.
I think he's got a brother called Dave.
You could sign him. Like Jalen Brown.
Dave, sure. It's all good, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm telling you, people, I could care less.
One sec.
I could care less about the left back situation because I'm just excited not to see Luke Shaw for 6 weeks. However it happened.
Actually, in the chat, before you go, Ahmed, does anyone know, like, because it's been kept really, really quiet, how long is Malacia out for? Because he got injured in the preseason and we didn't hear anything. I've not heard any time frame.
So from what I know,
someone said he's carrying Rashford's baby.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's hey man.
But like seriously, yeah. When it comes to like Cucurella, he got the highlights now for his game. Like I can't lie to you, I was watching the first.
He created a big chance as well. Man.
I can't lie to you, man.
Someone did ask in the chat actually. Someone did ask in the chat.
I was watching the first 20 minutes of that. Yeah. You know what, man? I'm happy.
Wait, isn't he cup tied now?
Yeah, he's cup tied.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's cup tied.
Thank God for that. Oh, jeez.
No, I'm saying you
I can't lie to you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, that's
there's like
a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
There's like I don't know how many players that we could say like we honestly don't know how long they're injured for.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long Malasia is. I feel like what are we, the freaking CIA? Like why are we trying to be all secretive and stuff? Like
it's the Arsenal doctor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got this Arsenal doctor now. Everybody's out for 6 weeks, but at the same time, it's like
I'd rather have
they tried to do the whole let's tour the entire damn world. Like we went from where Malaysia to Norway to the US, all through the US, like playing like 30 games in the preseason. It was weird. Honestly, I think it was just the Glazers trying to milk that cash cow before they get up out of here. And yeah, man.
Hey, you know what it is? You know what it is? Quickly, Chelsea. We had this last season where they were making us travel from like the from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. We're concentrating on like planes and stuff, and like we weren't like Tuchel was making this point of like we weren't like physically and fitness wise ready to be starting the league and everything. Bro, you might have a similar situation with the way your preseason has been planned out for your players.
Also, Malasia's injury, he's apparently out till at least December.
Is that when the 9 months are up?
Yeah, he said he's gonna. Over here it says he's missing at least the first half of the season. That's
the due date. The due date.
Was it an ACL or some shit?
I no idea, bro.
ACL would be out the whole year.
All right, cool.
Probably tore a muscle or something like that.
Hey, man.
That is crazy.
He's a better signing them out, man.
That is crazy.
No, I mean, again, we're like this week in Manchester United has been like another new low. Really has, bro. Yes,
can get lower.
We can.
Oh, it's gonna happen on Sunday. It's gonna happen on Sunday. Okay.
No.
Sunday.
I tell you, I was on the Gals channel, and we all agreed on that panel. It's like, bro, Arsenal need to win, and they need to win big, man. Even if you beat United by the odd goal, that's a victory for United, bro. So I'll tell you right now, right? Because you guys are popping off that you were, City are weakened, and you've had a great transfer window and something like that. But this
Who said that?
Well, so I said it. We said it on the Gals channel. We were like going, if you drop points to even drawing against United, that's a victory for United.
Oh yeah.
That's a victory for United, right? Because you're setting yourselves up to be the only challengers to City. They've weakened when they haven't, and you've strengthened when you've barely strengthened. And you're setting yourself up for a title run, and then you're, Man United are coming to town. They're, Varane's out. They got no real striker because Martial, I don't know how he's going to play, stuff like that. And
apparently, Buddy's back.
And you're playing Dallo at left
he's going to be in the squad.
No, we're not taking. We don't put that young brother into that game, dog.
Nah, Hoyland's he's in the squad for him, so they're going to.
He's in the squad.
Yeah,
he'll
be in the squad.
Yeah, don't play him. There's no need.
Hey, you see where you're at
off the bench.
Luke Shaw?
Hey,
Eddie, you see where you're at with Luke Shaw? That's where I'm at with our striking position. If he can get off the bench for 20 minutes, play him. Hey.
I'm just trying to save the brother.
We need it.
Yeah, like Mudryk needs a goal, mate. Go on, carry on.
Hey, Chelsea, chill over there, right? Just chill over there in that corner, man. Matter of fact, face the wall for that ignorance. Face the wall. Turn your chair around, face the wall, man. We'll take it back to elementary. What's wrong with you speaking out of place like that, man? Like you don't have Miss Ukraine leading the front line. You better relax over there.
Bro, you got Anthony, bro.
Miss Ukraine is crazy.
Hey, man, he like a bad chick and all the TikTok dances, doing all that stuff. Yo. I swear he did one of these numbers, like he put his hands out like this. I swear he did that. Wow. I swear he did that, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
By the way, I don't believe. By the way, I'm with Sofa. I don't believe this actually. That girl. That's definitely that guy is not that girl's girlfriend. Like whoever saw the video, the guy attacking Mudrick, it's definitely not his. No chance.
No, I told you, didn't he? That guy's not. That guy just took a picture of a beautiful woman at a football game, and he said, "This is my girlfriend," like some simp, like Timo would do. And then and then posted.
Who are we talking about here?
Yeah, what did I miss?
For the people.
There's some guy on TikTok who said I took my girlfriend to the football game, and this girl and this guy. I mean, this guy's fighting like Usyk levels if he thinks he's getting with this girl. Because there's no way looking at that fat ass that he's with that girl. Do you know what I mean? And I can say that. But and then he goes, well yeah, this guy Mudrick liked her or started following her or something like that. And it's like, bro, there's no way you are with this girl, bro, unless you are like rich and you hired her. There's no way you're with this woman. Do you know what I mean? This guy was sitting in a passenger seat of his friends. He's a scrub. He's a TLC or something, this guy.
If Server's basically saying he's paying for the box, that's crazy.
Yo, that's crazy, Yo, see,
he paid for this girl. He paid for this girl. If he did hire this woman, the rules were he can't touch her, not even hold hands. That's the rules. That's how much he put. You know what I mean? That's right.
It's so mad. I just did this to Jason as well, because I've seen it said people need to calm down on Cucurella. We all act as if we wouldn't have been interested in him 1 year ago. All of a sudden, because he was part of the worst Chelsea team in years, calm it. Here's the thing with that, with a few things. One, nobody mentioned a year ago when he was at his best at Brighton for him to get to a top club. I've spoken to a lot of United fans. I watch a lot of United content creators. I know a lot of United content creators, etc., etc. Never once have I ever heard that be a conversation. This is when he was at Brighton at his very best. And
I put my hands up. When he cooked this, I said, but again, the left back in myself, you felt
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
A bit biased.
You literally just said you take a homeless man with one leg over Luke Shaw. So we know where they're at with that.
As long as one of the crutches work, you gotta get off the crutch.
Before you go, see one, just 1 sec. And what's crazy is, you know how I know Cucurella's a bad signing? Because all of the defense of him applies to Mason Mount. I feel like this is deja vu, and this is why I said it's the Mason Mount signing. Not in terms of level. People are like, how are you comparing to? I'm like, no. Forget comparing the two of them. I'm talking about the defense. Because hear this, I killed this dead. This is the same sentence, but you added Mount. People need to calm down on Mason Mount. We all act as if we wouldn't have been interested in him a year ago after he had that good season at Chelsea. And all of a sudden, because he was part of and all of a sudden, because
you're making too much sense and I don't like it. You're making too much sense.
Same shit. I've been doing this. It's the same. I hear the same defense. All it is take out Cucurella's name, put in Mason Mount, and instead of having Brighton there, you put in Chelsea. And it's the same. We legit just did this a few weeks ago. And we see how that turned out in 2 games to the fact he got injured, and people are already calling it a blessing in disguise. And we're doing the same shit with Cucurella. Like I said before, why all of a sudden
everyone was crap loss.
Why all of a sudden are we rediscover your form FC? Why is it we have to go and pick up players to get to their best? Why don't we get players who are coming off their good form? Like, why is that the case? When did that happen? Like, oh, maybe we can get the best out. And I would hear getting the best out.
It's called a coping mechanism.
Exactly. I would hear getting the best out of somebody if it was one of the best in the league, one of the best in Europe. Like, for instance, Neymar. Someone said, yo, Neymar's going to come to York. I could hear that. Because Neymar at his best is one of the very best players in Europe. Same with the Variety, for example. I'm sorry I'm not doing it for Cucurella or Mason Mount. But that's just me. Yeah, go on.
With this comment, to a certain extent, I do agree in it, but I think he's had the problem with Cucurella. He has too many balls on moments, and the balls on moments, they're not like they lead to big chances for the opposition and goals for the opposition in it. But I do feel like if you invert him next to Casemiro, I think he'll help. He'll at least raise the technical level a bit, because the technical level at United is shocking, innit? But I understand why you don't want him in it, but I don't think, like, all banter aside, I don't think it's as bad as it's the Mount signing, because 1, it's on a loan, and 2, it's not obligation. So if he's shit, he'll still come back, and if he's good, you can consider him, or you can find someone else who's better than him. So For me, I don't think it's the worst option, but I understand why you're not happy about it.
The reason why I'm so critical, because people get it mistaken. Do I personally think Cucurella or Mount are bad players like overall? No, they're Premier League players. They are Premier League players. Like if there was a mid-table team or a team battling relegation, we wouldn't bat an eyelid. But we're talking about Manchester United Football Club, where we're looking for not even very good. We're looking for great and above. United are looking for great, top class, elite, world class, etc., etc. Good is not good enough when you are chasing down whoever's at the top of the league, which happens to be Manchester City. Prime example is Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips is a good player. Don't get it mistaken. And when I say he's a good player, Eddie, hit me out. When I say he's a good player, I'm talking about for at the Premier League in general. Like he's a Premier League level player. When he was at Leeds, no one was like, there's no way in hell he should be at Leeds. And if he went, say he moved and he went to a Crystal Palace, come on, buy an eyelid. Like, all right, you're a solid, good Premier League level player. But guess what? Good is not good enough for Manchester City. That's why he looks so bad. Because when you're with elite ballers and elite talent, you're gonna stand out. And that's what it is with Manchester United. And people use it all the time and say, oh, well, Cucurella's an improvement on what you have. Yeah, I'm hearing that. But when the bar's on the floor, what does it matter? If Cucurella's a 4 out of 10 and you're improving on a 2 out of 10, how much does that help us going forward? How about you go and attempt to get the very best? Like go and get a Casemiro, go and get a Martinez. Are you going to have misses? Of course you have. But my point is, why are we going with what we know? That's my biggest issue with the Cucurella thing. We've seen him at his very best and we've seen him at his very worst. Same with Mason Mount. But yet people say, oh, there's no left backs. Where did Spurs find a doggy? So how come Spurs can do it but we can't? I would have took someone of his profile. I've watched him a couple of times and I go, I said it on the watch along. I said, who's this left back? When they played Brentford on the opening day. I was like, who's this left back? He looks decent. Now he could fall off. He might not. But what I'm saying is go get unknown. Go get me another Malacia. But that's just me on it. Yeah,
the thing is, for me, when I knew this guy was cooked, is listen, Wallace, you know me. When it comes to Anthony, I used to back him last season like crazy. But now, like, one season removed, and I take the first season bias out of it, he's horrible. Like, he doesn't offer anything except for defensive attributes. And he was my guy, but he's just shit, right? This guy in the Brazil game got cooked. And I mean cooked, skinned alive by Anthony. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, GG's. He cannot defend. Like, Luke Shawarma, he's shit, right? He can't do the up and down thing. We need a flying fullback, especially in this system. On the ball, Luke Shaw is fine. Like, he can cross the ball. His technical level is decent. But it's just his intensity and his mindset. It's horrible, and it's inconsistent. And I think he's even worse than Shaw in that aspect.
So you see Shaw is good because he can make one good pass a game?
But I'm not saying he's good in that sense. I'm saying he's better than Cucurella in that sense. If that makes sense. In my opinion, bro. I mean, you may disagree. That's you. But bro, he nothing defensively. Luke Shaw defensively. Remember when he was at center back, cooked him. He cooked.
I like him at center back. I think he's a good
right.
Center back.
Like Cucurella can't defend. I don't think he's good going forward. He's dog shit in my opinion. Like this is horrible. And like you know me, I've been calling out the manager a lot, but it's tough because I hear all those things like we don't have money. Because apparently we're going through a sale, all this shit, and it's like 2 days left in the window, and the Shaw injury occurred like less than a week before the deadline, right? But you could still get better options. Like, go look in the championship. I bet they have 10 better left backs than Cucurella. 10 better left backs.
Here's the thing, though.
Southampton, Kyle Walker-Peters. You don't think they'll give us him on loan? And what if he cooks? His value is getting raised a lot.
No.
I think there's many better options than him.
I think because it's us, they would charge us. I think that's always going to be the case with United. I don't think we're ever going to be in a spot where, especially with the people we have at the helm, we can look at like, yeah, they'll do smart business. Of course, these players that you're talking about are the ones that you want to see other than Cucurella, of course. Like, there's a bunch of left backs that'll definitely go ahead of him, but I think we always have to add the context that our transfer strategy is being ran by incompetent individuals. So while you and I might make reasonable calls and look for something that's not necessarily known to everybody. They don't have that kind of creativity. I think they've shown us that. I think, to the chat's point, it's like a Cancelo, even him, like, if you had the Walker Peters, even him, if you had the funds and you had the creativity to get the job done, it'd be done. But they show you every single transfer window since they've been here how it's going to go. Your first season will back you. Your second season will make it look like we're backing you. But in reality, let's see what you've done with the first season. And by the time you've screwed up the entire season, we have cause to fire you and bring somebody else that can get the job done. Like, it's been United's strategy the entire time. And I think, again, free transfers, like, we're bargain basement shopping with a black card from American Express. We're not broke. There's a difference between being broke and then deciding not to use your money.
Yeah, broke and being cheap.
Broke is being, you got like 10 of them. You got $10 in the pocket. I could use 5, but now I'm gonna use 2. You still don't have that level, but you can still do some. We have Billies. We have like a different kind of sponsorship, different kind of sponsorship deals with everybody. We could go tap in and get the money wherever we want to get it from. But we're actively deciding not to use it. And so for me, that's like I said, I will never, like, especially if they're on a free and they just do a job. Like, this guy is on the back end of Chelsea's bench when they were in 12th.
Mm-hmm.
What am I?
Yep.
What am I supposed to like? How am I supposed to have this super high expectation for him when where he's currently at, that level's not there?
He was Brighton Player of the Year, to be fair.
Yeah,
that was a year, like 2 years ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a lot happens in 2 days. Think about what happens to a brother's confidence if he's not even seen the pitch for over a year.
Facts.
All that momentum he built up for himself is lost.
That and the fact he gets booed by our fans at every game.
Yeah.
And adding the fact that being Brighton's Player of the Year and playing well for Brighton is nowhere near the level expected at
It's
Manchester
not an
United
achievement.
Football Club. It's not even close. You don't mean
it's
that.
not even close.
It's nowhere.
That's
near,
why
nowhere
Potter, like, I think Flawless, you made the point. It's like Potter can be out here. I'm sure there were games that he got smacked around by some team he had no business losing to, but we weren't paying attention because it's fucking Brighton.
Right.
Exactly. That's it. It's like Deserby getting beat 3-1 by West Ham.
Facts. Eddie, to your point though about the money, right? You said we can't spend on it, but it's not like we're getting Cucurella for free. We're giving them a $6 million loan fee. So I think for that budget, right, you could still do better. That's the thing, in my opinion, at least.
No, I'm with you there too. What I'm saying is, you're, in my opinion, because of what I think of these dudes that are in it, you're probably a more creative mind than them.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, because the proof's in the pudding. Like, we have seen them continuously go to players they know or that the manager knows. They have not stepped outside of that original framework. Like, I saw a picture of Højbjerg without a beard with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I guess at Bayern. It's like, what are y'all doing? And like, now, granted, that might just be his agent doing the that witchcraft to kind of get him a move. But come on, dog.
That was like in 2015, bro.
Yeah, 2015. They going back that far.
The thing is, with United's recruitment,
before you go, Taz, as well, and just to clarify for people talking about the loan for Amrabat in the chat, Fabrizio Romano already came out with a tweet saying that wasn't the case, that no loan bid has been made, and I know it kills Ahmed to hold that. No loan bid has been made. Go to Fabrizio. No, because if Fabrizio Romano had said it was true, you and the chat would be running with it. So let's not do that. Like I said, people, all you need to do, people, is go to Fabrizio Romano's Twitter and the tweet is there. So stop running. And it's hilarious but it's not true. So United fans are like saying, don't get triggered by that. Say again.
Listen, my goat, David Ornstein didn't get community noted. But Fabrizio did.
Is that your goat, yeah?
What you got his poster or something up there? What you got his poster or something? What you talking about, your goat? Brother, all that brother does is write tweets.
Man said his goat, he's a journalist, it's crazy. Before you go as well, big up to V1K United for the super chat. Much appreciated, my guy. Says, Flawless, you speak real about United. Appreciate the kind words and big up for the super chat. Much appreciated as well. Don't worry. Like I said, people, get your questions in. Well, members in particular, get your questions in. Doesn't have to be on the topic we are talking about. It may be something else. Barca for life. I just wanted to get to a couple of your comments. He says, Flawless wants Theo Hernandez, bro. You're not that club anymore. Cucurella is your level. I've never said a word Theo Hernandez.
Hey, listen. Can I say
before
something?
you go,
I've never said a word. You're a Barcelona fan. Don't pipe up in the chat. You're fucking shit. You're shit, and no, hold on. I fucking hate Barcelona. You are fucking dog shit. We beat you last year in the Europa League. Frankie De Jong is a bitch. Fuck Barca, bro. Madrid's dogs. You guys are some bitches. Fuck Barca. You think you can
heavy salted take Taza in the building. Heavy salt level.
Please return Christensen as well.
Return Christensen, and on top of that, because you said back the gaffer, and to Barca for life, that I don't back the gaffer blindly. I back Ten Hag, but I don't back in the manager blindly. Like I never would do that as well. And Haldane, this is just another thing I wanted to get to, because I've seen other people mention this. Our transfer strategy is compromised by the fact that the club is up for sale. Even though the club being up for sale could compromise our business. I hear that. It's not an excuse or a valid reason as to doing bad business. You know why? Because we've done good business. When I say that, I understand the Højlund signing. I get that. Yeah. Like if we would have made a Højlund signing in midfield, and when I say that, someone who's unknown, potential, actually played in another top European league, you look at the profile and you go, yes, I like that. Same with the left back situation. Same with Onana's great business. Bear in mind, Chelsea will link with him first. That's fantastic business for a goalkeeper of that caliber. That's for a goalkeeper that when we got him for 40 M's. So how come we can do that? Like I said, don't give these people, these incompetent people, as Eddie said, a way out. They doing bad business because they just bad at their job. It's nothing to do with the club being up for sale. Because before the club was up for sale, we did plenty of bad business, but also did good business. Because even last season, I thought I liked the window we did. I like the window we had, the players we brought in. And we did treat Ericsson on the free was smart.
Yep.
It was smart for the impact he is. Has he paid back what he was supposed to? Yes. And some. Yeah. For a free.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. For a freebie, he's done. Martinez looking like a steal. Casemiro, steal. Onana, that's 4 in the past 2 windows. Malacia, so you can definitely do it. Malacia for 12 million. If Malacia was 24 million, we won't even say nothing about him. If he was double the price. Because he's paid, so it's you can still go out and do good business. They just make incorrect decisions because they're just incompetent. So that's why I don't even hear about the compromise for sale. No, they're just bad at their job. Because Eddie mentioned it. How can we never step outside the box? Where is our scouting department?
Hey, because to that point, I think they've just given, and this is where I'm going to back the manager here. I think they've given the manager control of the transfer window and just get your players, get whoever you want to get in, right? So the fact that we're only being linked to, this is just a theory or something, right? I think the reason we're only being linked to his old targets is because they've given all the transfer duties, everything to him, right? And what the scouting department people, Murta, all these guys, all they're doing is just negotiating for these players. And the reason he's going to all these players is because he's a manager. He's not a scout. He doesn't go and watch these players and shit. So what is he going to go with? The better the devil you know. So that's what he's doing. That's just what I think and what makes the most sense.
And the thing is, that does make sense as a manager because it's not like man's on Football Manager or FIFA can type it in the search bar and stuff.
Out of context, sorry, my bad. Out of context, Sarcasm, tell me that brother didn't say that.
Didn't say why I didn't even see it. I was just
so apparently somebody said that Casemiro is the problem in our midfield. Washington should be sold to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, people have said that of 2 games. But
I
shut
saw,
up, shut. After that game against Nottingham Forest in the second half, that died quickly. No one said shit after that. Died immediately. People was trying to run with it, and I get it. Shamelessness. Shout out to Muntz. He was tweeting in the first half. No tweets in the second half, though. Quiet.
Of course.
Quiet. Like,
yeah, man. I'm gonna be real. We don't deserve nice things.
We don't.
We don't.
You're
We
right.
don't.
Facts.
It is what it is. Yeah, for any United fan to fix their lips, and I'm sure the brother said nothing about Bruno, but he probably had an amazing game on Sunday. Lord knows what that means anymore. The fact that people just see, you know what happens? Bruno just plays a game. They say it's amazing. I've clocked it. They're like, oh, he showed up to the pitch again? My captain. Yeah, amazing game.
Eddie, he says that there's no better left back in the world than Luke Shaw.
I saw him say that. But it's just like, I'm not even trying to spend, because he's not the only one. I don't want to zero in on him. I don't want to zero in on him. I want to zero in on all the fans who are saying this foolishness because they have this. I find this an unhealthy fixation over Bruno Fernandes. At this point, it's unhealthy for people to see him in the way they do. Like, I'm gonna be real honest with the people. Of all the midfielders in the top 6, due to the improvements that Chelsea has made, he's the worst. Of all the starting midfields in the top 6, he's the worst. He does not start for anybody else's team. He doesn't.
In the top 6.
Let's see.
In the top 6.
Okay, let's go through it. Go through it.
No, you're right.
City.
Jason, one positive thing about United is they're not Manchester City.
Yeah, go on.
There it is. And Roadman, thank you for the love. Make sure you hit the like.
In his possession.
Hey, you look in the chat before you go. Let everybody in the chat. No personal insults, please. Keep it clean. If you disagree with someone, attack their argument. Don't attack the person.
This brother can't even put his own face on his profile pic. Is that bad?
Hey, you got relegated, man. Hold that.
That's not what we doing, people. Attack the argument, cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't attack, like, that's not being tolerated.
Look at you. Yeah, I hope them characters was worth it, Playboy. Now you watching from outside the club. Shout out to everybody.
That's Jez's burner right there, man.
That's what it is. Now that ain't Jez's burner. You know, Jez would just say that shit on stream. You know, Jez.
Bruno isn't worse than Conor Gallagher. No, I said every one of them who start.
You know what? Since if we actually look at it, as much as people don't like it, he don't start for anybody else.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Conor Gallagher doesn't even get into our strongest midfield.
He doesn't start over KDB. He doesn't start over Szoboszlai. He doesn't start over Odegaard. He doesn't start over Nkunku. He doesn't start over James Maddison. That's 5 right there. And we're the 6th.
The problem is he's not on your team. That's the problem.
Exactly.
If he's on your team and you watch him as intently as I have to, unfortunately, week in and week out, you see what he actually does, you understand my point. It's like people who get, like you guys have said, for multiple on the Chelsea side of things. You see Gallagher every day. Every time. You know what makes him go, what makes him tick. You know everything about him, and that's why you came to the conclusion that he's not good enough for your club. I'm just doing the same thing. And I'm comparing it to everybody else in the Prem, right? Tonali, he's not better than Tonali.
Nope.
Bruno G, defo not. Joe Linton, I'm not going to speak on Joe Linton because I'm afraid this brother going to crash through my wall and try to choke me out. That's how scary the brother looks. I'm not dealing with no Joe Linton. I'm not saying no. Joe Linton is a great midfielder. I want no slander with Joe Linton, bro. That dude is built different, right? And that's the only team that I could say, like, it might be a conversation.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I hear that, and that's legit what it is. And the thing is, he'll have a good game, and then people will like overhype it and overrate it. And it's like my biggest issue with Bruno is the consistency. You can't disappear for 2-3 games, play well in one, and then do it like this season.
No, it's not even that close.
This start of the
Listen.
season is a prime example. Wolves and Spurs nowhere to be seen, and then to your credit, in that game against Forest, you stepped up. You know what I'm saying? You impacted the game. But my biggest issue and biggest concern is I know against Arsenal you gonna disappear. I know it. I know it like I've watched the game. I've transported to the future, watched the game, and then come back and told all you man what's gonna happen. Like I'm Trunks in Dragon Ball Z.
Tell me,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
it's
put
like.
some money on it. Tell me, I'll put
You know what I'm
some money
saying?
on
That's
it.
what it's like. That Bruno is gonna have 0 GNA. So if you can put money on that, that's what that will tell you.
No, he would have created 18 big chances. We all know that in the game. Right?
Fucking big
Wallace,
chances.
you know what he is?
Outrageous. Big up Peter in the cut prime as well. Yeah, go on, fam.
He's the midfield Lukaku. That's what he is. Flat track bully. Against these Forest and then like when everything is shit around us, he'll make a pass here and there, and people will be like, oh my god, Bruno this, Bruno that. But against the big teams, disappear, nowhere to be seen. He's a flat track bully. Leeds United, remember opening day of the season under Ollie, went crazy. Every single like small game we have, this guy shows up. But when it comes to the big teams, and when they really press and all this shit, and shit hits the fan, nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, it's before.
And people,
Eddie,
just so I can
go.
stay consistent. Yeah, go ahead. My fault.
Nah, I just wanted to say, yo, big up to Peter, big up Prime in the cut as well. You man both bless you. Everyone good. Yo, Peter, you
man.
Prime, you there? Good?
Yeah, man. We're Carabao Cup round 2 champions. Let's go, man.
I just quickly to type Shadi says flawless thing is Bruno, who's like that. The majority of this team is we got too many inconsistent plays, and that's my problem. That's why we are where we are. That's why we are a top 4 team or contending top 4 team, because we have a top 4 team and contending top 4 players. What are we talking about? Like Mourinho said years ago in that press conference, bad eggs, bad omelette. Good eggs, good omelette. It's as simple as that. But people act like that's not what it is. We all know. Yeah, go on, Eddie. Go on.
That's the thing. Like, people, y'all want me to talk about this dude? I'm sitting here watching Enzo Fernandez, bro.
Yeah, that's levels. Yeah, that's levels.
Like, that's what I have to. That's what I gotta compare. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, of course, if you want to say, shout out to the chat, 'cause I saw it. Of course, I'll take Bruno over Havertz because 2 is greater than 0, but it's still not a high number, right? But again, that's a big part of the issue at United right now is that people, the talent level of Bruno, are mainstays in captain at the club. That's the biggest problem. Of course, he's a problem, but the biggest problem is that he's an option in that sense, that you have to look at him out of the rest of the bunch. Now, personally, I would have said Martinez, Casemiro, or Varane as our captain because I think I can trust Martinez on the pitch, and then just the level of seniority I give to players like Casemiro and Varane, it makes sense in my opinion, for them to be our leaders. But again, there's the whole English thing and all of that sort that has to be factored in as well. So, yeah, that's it with that Bruno character, dog. Because I'm just like, it is what it is, man. I'm just gonna have to suffer through it. And again, via V1K United, everybody's entitled to their opinion, boss. As long as you're not disrespectful, push back against mine, I can deal with you thinking that.
Poke holes in the argument, people. Like I say, poke holes in it. Like, we'll debate and argue on here. Poke holes in the argument, not the person. Unless it's Ryan. But other than that, it's calm. Big up to V1K United for the super chats as well. So let me get to these. It was cheaper to buy Onana and get rid of the hair. So that's, and the V1K, big up for the super chat again as well. But that's my point, is that's why I don't hear about, that's why we're doing bad business. No, like I said before, we do bad business because we have incompetent people doing the business. Because it shows we can do good business. Like the Onana thing, because that was a whole situation. We looked like we could potentially mess up, but we actually made the right call. Getting rid of the Gea and bringing in Onana. Like, we actually did, and that was something me, Taz, and Eddie spoke about in depth, and many other fans in the comment section as well of Manchester United. So the fact that we can get that so spot on, not only move a player out, but getting an even better player who improves us, it's like, all right, so you can do that in other areas. It's just that, like I said, we have incompetent people. And he says, great panel, by the way. Only the best. That's Sarcasm City TV, man. Only the best, man. The squad depth here, ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that all
much better
top,
than Spurs.
all top quality. And Ryan, you know what I'm saying? So salute to all of you lot, man. Big up every single time. But bump up the likes, over 170 people in here, only at 58 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, man. Let's go up to triple digits. Let's go up to triple digits.
I'll read because I have to go soon.
Yeah,
fam.
Just
reiterate it for another time, for the last time.
Go on.
The fact that we are giving this much responsibility to Bruno is a problem. I have a bigger problem with us giving him that responsibility than I do with him, because it shows the incompetence of our actual structure that a player the likes of Bruno can captain Manchester United. So it's like, again, do you blame the parent or the kid? I'm always going to blame the parent because you have the influence, right? But I can still say your kid bad as hell. I can still say that.
Yeah, facts.
So that's what it is with me, bro. Like, again, I'll hate on Bruno because he's given me a whole lot to hate on, and people saying he's carried our club, and Flawless, as we always say, carried us to what?
Yeah, people, and you know what's crazy is that's how you know he's not that good, because the defense of him is always the same. It's never anything. It's never. If we was here criticizing a bad boy player who's certified, people could mention. If we was here criticizing Lisandro Martinez, for example, people could pinpoint games last season and say he played well here, he did this here, he did this there, etc., etc. There's actual individual games you can look at and go, Martinez was that guy. Varane last season. Everyone knows about how Casemiro transformed our midfield with midfielders that most of our team don't rate. So that's why I don't hear that excuse. So we know this. It's always the same. What did you
This is what I'll ask, because this is Gunners 88. Who does Bruno replace in your midfield, Gunners 88? If it's let's say, for example, hold on, let's say this. Let's do this one, right? Let's say he actually on Sunday, right? He puts Partey, Rice, and Odegaard as his midfield. Does Bruno get into that midfield? So you think Bruno is better than Odegaard? Well, you know what? We're entitled to our opinion.
Hey. That's why fans shouldn't run clubs. And Peter was the first one to put me onto that, and I was like, yeah, he's spot on. Like,
if you think Odegaard is not better than Bruno, that's on you. That's all yours.
And this is it again. And let me just clarify, because I see bare lies in the chat. So people, I'm very specific with what I say, as is Eddie, as is everyone here. So instead of presuming, ask. Don't take stuff you see on Twitter or see from other content creators and put that on me or put that on anyone else. You said, so just a word to get to this from Martin, who says, I think he's just held to a higher standard because of his ability. I don't hold Bruno to a high standard. I know the standard he's at. I expect average performances from him. That's why I don't criticize him. More to often than not, regular watchers of me will know, and Martin, you may be new here, so big up to you. I say, when people say to me, oh, how did Bruno play today? When they ask me, I said, Bruno. That's the level I think he's at. So this whole thing of him being held to a high standard, I don't hold him to a high standard. When we lose, he's not the first player I criticize. When we perform poorly, he's not the person I look at. You know who I look at are better players. I look at Varane, I look at Martinez, I look at Casemiro. They're the top three on my list. As soon as we put in bad performances, they're the three I'm looking at. How did you three play? Because I know if you three played well, we'll probably do all right in the vast majority of games. Now, if you lot play poorly, different conversation. So let's just cut out the lies in it. Like, if we're gonna do, let's cut out the lies. And there's a couple more things I wanted to get to as well. Because people just out here to gonna again. New thing says this guy's our Pogba fans hating on Bruno. So I'm a Pogba fan, but I criticized Pogba when he was here for his availability and his performances because I hold him to a higher standard. And I was a person who, and this is how I know you're new here, so that's cool. So you can go back and check this. I said he needed to leave. I wanted him gone. I said verbatim for 2 seasons straight, sell Pogba. 2 seasons straight. Bear in mind, I think he's a quality player. Don't get it mistaken. But I said sell him for 2 seasons straight. So what are we talking about here? Again, people, poke holes in my argument. Don't make stuff up that I never said. Or don't bring other stuff outside. Because there's no stream of me saying that. So, let me just clarify that. But go on, carry on.
The idea to bring in a player who's no longer playing for us into this conversation is hilarious.
because it shows how far they have to go. And the idea that, again, at least he's consistent, right? So Bruno has to be up here. Everybody else kind of has to be below Bruno. Because he said Odegaard wasn't as good as Bruno. So, of course, if that's the case, Pogba definitely ain't as good as Bruno. So, hey, your consistency is respected here. Now, you might be consistently wrong, but it's a conversation. So,
yeah, I like that, and that's just it. And yeah, back to it as well. Gunnar AA said this is just an agenda Bruno's been carrying your club. Carrying us to what? What did Bruno carry us to? And people say, oh, we would have been worse without him. We would have been worse without a lot of players as well. And to get to this from Surad as well, just quickly, who says, we don't have the quality in midfield and attack. We just need to buy better players. Y'all are expecting Bruno to carry everything about the flaws of United on his back. Make it make sense. I'm not. Again, don't put words in my mouth. Ask me questions. Because I don't do that to any of you lot in the chat. So please don't do that to me.
He's probably, I think he's new. I think he's new.
And he is new.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
I think he's new. Because if you're here enough, you understand every United fan on this channel has said there's legit only maybe 2 to 3 players that we keep at the club and get rid of everybody else.
I would legit move them on. So I'm not expecting him to carry anything. You know why? Because he can't even carry himself. How do I expect him to do for others when he can't do for himself?
Facts.
He's not consistent himself. He's not Casemiro. Like he's not a Martinez, he's not a Varane. This is just I don't hold him to them standards. Again, you lot are taking things you've seen off Twitter and bringing it here. That's not what it is. I'm very specific. I'm very clear in what I say. This is why I repeat myself when I make statements, because even when I repeat myself, people still don't take on board what I'm saying and hear don't listen to me very, very clearly. And if you don't understand something, just ask me again and I'll explain it in detail again. I'll elaborate even further on it. So I don't expect Bruno to carry us because he can't carry himself. And if you clearly are new here, I've already said I will push the vast majority of this team off a cliff because it's not good. I'm the one who said all summer long is when people was like, why can't United challenge? Why can't United do anything? Look at the team. Verbatim. Yeah, go on, fam.
Hey, and then I'll leave on this point because I got to go. Shout out to all the boys. Sorry for talking most of this stream and all that.
That's
but
good stream, man.
Brother Gunner said that Bruno was Portugal's best player in the World Cup. Where did that get Portugal?
Exactly.
I rest my case. I don't have to say anything else. Oh, cool. Bruno, you're the best player for Portugal. You're the best player for United. You have 1 League Cup to show for it. But, brothers, I'm going to catch y'all. I'll probably be in the comments and stuff like that.
Love every single time, man. Love every single time. And I'm going to get to your super chat as well, my guy. I'm going to get to it. And you lot bump up the likes. Members get your questions in. But I just had to address something because I don't like people putting lies on my name. That's all it is. Disagree with me all you want. Poke holes in my argument, footballing argument, all you want. But don't say shit I've not said. Don't say, well,
that's
you
what
think
we're
this,
here for.
You said that. Yeah, these pricks will do that. You know what I'm saying? And that. Don't do that. Like, I'm very clear. And that's how I know you lot ain't got nothing on what I'm saying. Poke holes in the argument. Oh, you man are Pogba fans? I'm said for 2 years. And it's on the channel. Everything I'm saying is on the channel that you can go and view people. Because the channel's been going for long enough. So my viewpoints are there. The chat will let you know, though. The regulars know my thoughts on this. I expect nothing from Bruno. That's why Taza said facts. Oh, you expect him to carry it? What, a player I don't rate? Who I think's a squad player at best? What are we doing, man? Come on. Please don't bring that Twitter stuff here. This is
better, Bruno fans. Do better.
Like, it's just not it. Eddie says, I'm not even a Man United fan, but Flawless is my favorite guy on all of YouTube for real. The man is as real as they get. Salute, big up to you. And out of context, I'm trying to find your comment that you mentioned in regards to someone was willing to pay you for to make clips. Yo, do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I won't hate on you. Get your bread, fam. 110%. Oh, here he was. Yeah. Flawless, a certain guy offered to pay me to do clips for his channel, but I can't. Told him Sarcasm City for life. Gang. Hey, don't feel a way on my part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never stand in the way of someone like you who supports, number one. Number two, get your money, man. 110%. I would never stand in the way of that. But yeah, man, you already know what it is out of context. Big up. Because the work you do is incredible. And it helps the channel a lot. So I appreciate it. For real. And I think I know who that was as well. Big up to Jason for the super chats. A smashing panel, nonetheless. Keep smashing the likes, people. Football talk is football talk, but this is the time these guys are taking out their days, nights, just to give us content. Hey, I appreciate the super chat, Jason, man. Big up for real. And I enjoy this. It's always good, man, debating, because you can learn something new. Like for real. That's it. But big up for the super chat. And let's bump up the likes as well, man. How many likes are we on? Have we even hit triple digits yet? Because over 180 of you are in the building. And I don't even think we have. We're at. This shit's still loaded. No way is it only 58 likes. Hey. Bump up the likes. 64.
Hey,
64
Bruno
likes.
Fernandes conversion rate, man.
Don't do that. We got an agenda against him. You know what I'm saying? No, we got an agenda against him. Big up to Shikar for the super chat as well. Says big up the panel. Subscribe and join the best city of content out there. Bruno was shit. Chat shit about Bruno when he performs in the big 6 games. That's the craziest part, is Shikar. We all know he ain't gonna perform against Arsenal. He's never performed in a big away game for us. Ever. Against the top 6. And he's been here, 4 years? And he don't miss games.
It's coming up to 4 years.
It's 4 years, so that's
3.5, I think.
Is it 3.5, 4 years? So he's played multiple times away from home. He's been to the Bridge, he's been Anfield, been to Emirates, been to Etihad. Never. All these stadiums, never.
Are you guys talking about Bruno?
See, one already knew. I even named his name. It was like he was guess who. You know what I'm saying?
No, because I was looking at the stream earlier. But
yeah,
I don't think he's necessarily like shit. Because I used to like run that gimmick, and I know you're not gonna hear it, but I used to run that gimmick. But I do think he's very limited in terms he can't dribble, he can't play on the half turn, he can't really play in tight spaces. But I do think he has. If you're asking in terms of what he excels at, he's a volume. He's like KDB, but he's just much worse in terms of volume creator, innit? But I don't believe, as Flores has said, if Bruno is your main guy in challenging or winning, you're not serious. It's simple as.
And that's the thing.
He can't be your best midfielder. It's simple.
And that's what I've said. And he's not. All of a sudden, we sign a midfielder who's twice as good as him and we win a trophy. That's not an accident.
Exactly.
How come as soon as we sign a midfielder who is twice as good as him, that's being kind, triple as good as quadruple as good as him, I'll clear it up. Someone who's not even in the same, someone who's in a different universe. Hey, Surfer, big up every single time. Someone who's in a different universe, all of a sudden our midfield looks so much better. And all of a sudden we win a trophy. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we acting like we didn't watch Casemiro by himself, I should add, because most people don't rate Eriksen. He also played alongside McTominay because Eriksen got injured. Not Donny van de Beek. Other midfielders we don't rate played, the likes of Fred, etc. Bruno to an extent. And Casemiro still performed to a good level. A great level, sorry. I'm talking last season.
Casemiro carried us by himself.
That was a carry job.
Bro, legit.
That was a carry job. That's a carry job.
And people turned on this guy telling me he should go to Saudi.
That's a carry job.
Flores, just to play devil's advocate,
Yeah, go on.
You see how you say, like, there's barely any chance creation in your team, Don't you feel like Bruno carries that burden, though?
He carries that burden to an extent, yes, but this is why we don't create so many chances, because that shit's a myth as well. Because he played in them first 2 games.
Yeah.
What did we create? People will point to this Forest game. He did his job. Because I actually think... Because the thing is, I don't think he's actually dead. But because I criticize him, again, people just automatically assume... I've said before, I think he's a squad player. I've said this. He's the new age Park Ji-sung, who, for those that don't know, was very effective, a very effective and very good squad player for Manchester United during that period. And that's not an insult, but people take it as an insult. When I say that, I'm talking not in terms of skill, I'm talking in terms of profile. Like what he's good at, Park Ji-sung was good at. Park Ji-sung is better defensively and Bruno's better offensively, but there's a role for him here. I've never said sell Bruno Fernandes. But people would make it to believe because you criticize, like you can't criticize in isolation. Word to Matisse. I'll criticize in isolation, same way I'll praise. I said against Forest is on the watch along, props to Bruno. He rose. He pre-paused and rose again. And I said this. Yeah, that's why I pre-paused it. You know what I'm saying? We pre-pause things now. That's why I said it. And Taza laughed about that pre-pause on the actual watch along because I said it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's laughing again. He remembers. Again, people, you can go and watch these things. I said pre-pause. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's legit what it is. I needed him to step up, and he stepped up against Forest. I gave him credit for that. He was instrumental in us coming back against Forest. Props to him. Now, do it again. Do it against Arsenal on Sunday. Then do it against Brighton. Then whoever we play, do it again and then have the one-off game where you're bad. But guess what? We all know he's going to disappear against Arsenal. He's 1-3 right now, people. He's 1-3 in terms of performances. He was poor against Wolves. He was poor against Spurs. He played and he was very good against Forest. That's 1-3. He about to go 1-4. And even if he's good against Arsenal, that's 2-4. So you're showing up 50% of the time. Show me another team where the main players can show up 50% of the time. But people ain't ready for these conversations because they just like Bruno.
I'm only playing devil's advocate because I actually agree with majority of what you're saying, but I'm just looking at last season because you know me, I'm not a stat man in it. Like, I don't disregard it, but just looking at the stats, he had the most big chances created. So forget even that, but he had the most expected assists because I don't look at assists in my opinion because assists are fugazi. You can get an assist by passing 5 yards and getting a long shot, and you can get an assist for doing what Trent or KDB doing, put on a plate for Haaland and Salah and that. But he had more expected assists than KDB last year. So that I'm just thinking, if as much as I do believe that Bruno has a lot of deficiencies, and if I'm honest, he really shouldn't be like the guy for you. You can find someone better than him. But I think at the same time, the way you talk about your forward line is the same way I talk about our forward line. So like, as much as you can say Bruno has his major deficiencies, bro, that some of the players he's supplying, bro, he's not getting the rewards.
They're all terrible, and that's why I said I will push our attack off a cliff.
No, you said 70% of the squad, to be fair.
I've said this. I would sell this team, like any good offers for anybody not called Martinez, Varane, or Casemiro, I'm selling. And some of them not even good offers. When people, the same people, and that's why I didn't include Rashford. If I got a big offer for Rashford, I'd move him on. The same people in the chat be go, if we got a big offer for him, If we got 120 M's, yes. Rafael Leao. I'll go get Leao. Personally.
Leave Leao alone, man.
I'd personally just go get Leao.
Leao or Vinny?
The point I'm making is back to that in regards to selling players, but then some of these same people in the chat will complain about us not selling McTominay for a big enough fee, or we need to get more money for Maguire. I'd sell these man for any amount. You know, like in Football Manager, the club will sell at any price when the reporter asks you. That's where I'm at with these man. The vast majority of them, I'm selling for let's get good money for them. Absolutely not. And to VK for this super chat, it says, what's your thoughts on KDB rating Bruno? Prime example of why world-class players don't make good managers. Prime example. That's why apart from Zidane, we've never seen in the modern day era a world-class player reach a world-class level as a manager. He's the only one. The rest of them fail because of shit like this. Prime example. I'd be very concerned if De Bruyne was managing my club, if he thought Bruno was better than, who did he say, Maddison and somebody else. Awful. Odegaard. I think that's, but that's just me.
I put the quote here in the live. I'm trying to find it.
You're breaking up, Prime. You're breaking up. Yo.
Never mind.
Well, let's see. And again, people, to Josu who says, flawless, you got to have standards for Rashford too, though. Josu, you're not new here, so don't do this. Me who was saying all summer long last season, sell Rashford. And you was here. Because we spoke about it. So what do you mean, have these? And I hate this. We're going to, because I'm criticizing X, we're going to move to player Y. This is not about Rashford. This is about Bruno. I keep high standards for everybody. I keep a higher standard for Rashford because I expect more from him. Because I actually think with his attributes, he's useful. And we've seen it in the Forest game. For all the criticism he receives, when you're direct and you're powerful and you're quick and you can score goals, you're always going to be effective.
He created all 3 goals.
Exactly. And people still criticize him. He was
every single one.
Exactly.
And he's just in case you forgot, the first one he had the assist. The second one, he played the ball to Bruno, who he tapped it into Casemiro. And the third one, he won the penalty. Legit created all 3 goals.
Yeah. So I don't get these questions. Oh, you have high standard. I do. That's why I criticize Rashford in the field. And Josie, you're new here. So I don't get why you're just on this Rashford thing. Make it make sense, please. Flawless definitely ain't singling out Bruno. Now I got asked the question about him, but because Bruno can't. But if Bruno could perform the same way his defense league defends him, hey, we'd have a hell of a player. We'd have a hell of a player.
Class.
Oh yeah, super world class. Be one of the best players ever. One of the best players ever. 100%. You lot asked this. Let's see what else you lot saying as well. He was the reason Forrest scored. All right, cool. All right, Rashford's trash. All right, cool. All right. But yeah, you lot get your final few questions in before we do indeed close out as well. Shikasa's question for Flawless in the panel: if we got good competition for Bruno in his position, do you think that we would make him improve, or do you think we should just sell? No, you use him as a squad player because he can be very effective. You've seen it. That's why he's put up you don't put up the numbers that he's put up at Manchester United without doing anything. I don't think he's a terrible player. I just think he's terrible being your main guy, attacking guy. That's the point I'm getting at. We will, and I said this verbatim, we will never win a Premier League or Champions League with Bruno being our first or second best midfielder. Never happened.
To put it into NBA terms, he's like he can't be your first scoring option. He's like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
he's like a low end 2, a high end 3. That's what he is.
Peter, you're on mute, Peter. You're on mute, family.
Manchester United are the Knicks, and Bruno's Julius Randle.
I like the fact that I watch NBA, so I get that reference. That's funny.
Like, they're not bad, but the ceiling is kind of low. But you have to have a best player just by default, and he's your best player.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. You guys could figure that out. That's your problem. It's not ours.
That's it. And the thing is, people, I'm expecting him to prove but we move. To V1K, he says, great work, Flawless. Hey, big up for the super chat, man. We here to entertain, man. Here to entertain. You already know what it is. Large up to everyone in the chat. Good to see so many new people in the chat. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Members, get your questions in. Get your questions in. It don't have to be on the topic of conversation. It can be about something else. It doesn't have to be regarding Manchester United. And just quickly to Trinity Red Devil, who says, Flawless, yes, he's a squad player, but at the possession, he's the best we've got. That's why we've been shit for so long. Because he is the best we've got. And that's why we've done nothing of note. In his position, he is the best. But if the best is not good enough, that's why we are the way we are. This is why we've not challenged for a top honor in over 10 years. Because Bruno Fernandes is the best we've got in an attacking position. That's why. But people want to blame everybody else and not the guy. But when we win, it's all hail Bruno. But when we lose, we blame everybody else. Nah. That's on him. Go on,
I don't understand why being the best of a group is somehow justification for ultimately failing to reach a goal that has nothing to do, really, when it comes down to it, with being the best in your group. Having a best player doesn't mean that you're guaranteed any kind of success. Every team has a best player, right? If your team is not set up to achieve tangible success and to achieve objectives, that might not be your best player's fault. But when you've got 3.5 years of being stuck in the same place, I don't see why we are so allergic to holding people involved accountable, being the players, the management, the recruitment staff, all that stuff. I just don't get the point of this whole conversation, and I don't see why everybody isn't seeing this from the same perspective. To say, oh, but he's the best we have. Yeah, that's true. But, that's probably the problem, right? Wouldn't that be the issue? And if you want to talk about why he's the best you have instead of just stating over and over that he's the best you have, then yeah, the conversation might progress. But it just goes around in circles, and it boils down to people not wanting to recognize the current situation that United are in because they're in this weird middle ground, and that's probably the worst place to be in sports. Yeah, you're not close enough to contend, but they're not shit enough to completely fall apart. But also they're profitable, so you might as well just keep it pushing and keep printing the cash. There's been no sale. You bought some players, haven't really seen them. Season doesn't look like it's gonna fall apart, but you're probably not gonna win shit. So then you just this feeling of apathy is just there, and we'll have these same conversations all year, and then we'll probably even have them next year, unless You either get so good that you win, which, let's be honest, is probably not going to fucking happen, or you're so shit that the manager gets sacked, and then like whoever comes in rips apart the team, and maybe by like burning the ashes and starting fresh, you get better in the long run. Who knows? I don't know.
Yes, and just
It is what it is.
The V1 again, big up for the super chat, says believe in Bruno. I believe in Bruno when he makes me a believer. I'm just supposed to believe in you. Why? When Jesus came back, did they just believe in him, or did he do some shit? Did he not walk on water?
They killed Jesus.
Yeah, but did he not walk on water? Did he not feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread? Did he not turn water to wine? I'm saying, I'm not even asking Bruno to walk on water. I'm pleased just give me some consistent 7 out of 10 performances over a long period of time.
It's like Postecoglou benching
Yeah.
Højbjerg.
I didn't ask man to turn water into wine. I didn't ask him to walk on water. You know what I'm saying? Just be basic. You know what I'm saying? Just get me the water. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need you to do. Don't even turn it into wine. So I believe in Bruno when he performs better. Simple as that. If he performs like he did against Forest for the rest of the season, I shut up. I say, you know what? Props to Bruno. He stepped up this season. But other than that, like, that's just not what it is. But big up for the super chat as well. Wanda says, Flawless, was we good before Bruno? What we talking about? We were shit all along. So yes, we were shit before him, and then we got worse with him. Because we won more before him than we did with him. So we was already terrible, and then he got here, and then we got worse. Like, is it just him? Because people are misconstruing the argument. Is he the sole problem? No. Never said that. Again, don't put words in my mouth. Is he the sole problem? Absolutely not. Is he the biggest problem? Absolutely not. But is he a problem? Yes. Do we have other holes to fix? Yes. I've used this analogy. I've used it before. It's like being in your house and you have a hole in the roof, but your microwave's not working. Obviously, the hole in the roof is the biggest issue, but you still need to go and buy a new microwave. Bruno is the new microwave. Well, the microwave that's not working, should I say.
So who's the whole pause?
Sorry, that's a hilarious part. We got multiple. You know what I'm saying? We got multiple. I don't even know where to start with us. Our attack, I would say. Our attack, our midfield. You know what I'm saying? Our fullbacks. You know what I'm saying? Our lack of depth on the bench. You know, like everything from our recruitment, everything pretty much. Everything to C1 to answer your question, everything. Everything not called Martinez, Casemiro, or Varane is pretty much a problem. Is what I'm getting at.
Hey, I can offer you a Højbjerg.
Sure, man.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Wallace, Varane, we got to start speaking about him as well.
Well, there's injuries, we know this. You know what I'm saying? But we knew this.
He's made of glass. You know how since he's come here, he's had 9 separate injuries.
Yeah, we knew this.
In 2 years.
Whoa, guys. Whose decision was it to give him a pay rise in that long contract at that stage in his career?
Please, man.
Again, to V1K, again, big up for the super chat. You said, Flawless, I like your content, but Bruno is not the problem at United. Don't scapegoat him. Again, V1, big up. But listen to what I just said. I legit just said he's
no
not
one scapegoated him, though.
No one scapegoated him, number one. 2, I legit just said he's not the biggest problem at Manchester United. He's not the only problem at Manchester United. I legit just did a whole analogy about a hole in the roof and a microwave to establish he's not. Is he probably top 5? Probably not. Do I believe he's a problem? Yes. Is he the biggest problem? No. Is he the sole problem? No. But that's who someone asked about. Same way if someone would have asked about another player, I'd give my opinion on them. I give my opinion on Bruno and people don't like it. Perform better. That's why I know rival fans ain't taking it. If he perform better, it shuts me up. Reason why we not here criticizing Martinez is because for the most part, in particular his last season, there were only 3 games in, he performed well. And it was hella jokes by his height, all this type of stuff. Everyone shut up. He performed. Everybody shut up about that. So it's not a scapegoating thing. Perform better. That's it. Because right now, you look bad. You're 1 in 3 in terms of good performances right now this season. That's a fact. Someone's going to argue.
You guys got Arsenal away. You got this, man.
Yeah, Arsenal away. Perform. Watch him disappear. And we know he's going to disappear.
Actually, you guys are going to get pumped. Never mind.
Yeah. He gonna do the now. He gonna do the now you see. He gonna do the now you see me thing. Fire films, by the way, but he gonna do that. He gonna disappear like a magician.
I hope you win though. That'd be funny. That would be really funny if you won.
Oh yeah, like Arsenal fans before Champions League, after the Champions League. Oh yeah, we got Bayern Munich.
To V1K, who says, how can he perform at his best when the team is not that good? If you need the team to be at your best to perform very well, you're not a very good player, because the team wasn't at its best last season and Casemiro performed. The team wasn't at its best last season before you go, Peter, and Martinez performed. The team wasn't at its very best and Varane performed. What are we talking about? Why is that an excuse?
How does the team get better short of buying new players if he can't perform at his best relatively independently of the personnel around him?
Exactly.
Like, does that make sense? Are you guys getting like?
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, when you're building a structure, you've got cornerstone pieces, right? Those pieces maintain the structural integrity of whatever you're trying to build. They can't just decide to not work because the things next to them aren't doing their job. They are there to provide support, right? Those are your key pieces. If he's going to be your captain and main creator and all of these things, he's going to bear that responsibility, and he's going to have to uphold that. Like, it is what it is. So if you want to say, oh, he can't be good because everybody else is bad, then you're in an even bigger problem than we're talking about. Now it's like, you might as well just not even show up. You're drawing dead if players can't be good because they play next to people who are bad.
Yeah, and it's very lazy. I'm gonna be bad because the rest of the team is bad. What about your professional pride? What about your professional skill level? I don't even think it's a pride thing. I think it's a skill level. Because like I said, Casemiro performed to very good levels in the same team, as did Martinez, as did Varane. You know why? Because those three players are of top quality. That's why. The rest of them, yeah.
But
like,
even
that's
that, right?
Legit what it is.
Even the thing is, like, he's pulled out like crazy games where he's been really good. So
yeah, absolutely.
Consistency is also a skill.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Being consistent is a skill. Like, it's not that, like, because he's had some crazy games where, like, even I'll be like, holy shit, yeah, that was insane, right? But the same thing with Jadon Sancho. I hear this defense of him, right? He's like, oh, he needs the system, he needs this, he needs that. Yeah. It's because we're playing a counter-attacking team. You guys remember Chelsea, like, towards the end of the season last year, right? That game was crazy end-to-end. Pure counter-attacking, hoofball, like, just craziness. And Sancho was no doubt man of the match. So ain't no system thing, ain't no this. It's just it's the fact that you have the ability to perform, but you're not doing it consistently. So that's on you. That's not on everyone else. It's not. It's like, yeah, the players around him suck and this and that, but we've seen instances in the same situation you're in. You have had good games. You have had great games, excellent games. So just you can't do it consistently. That's on you. That's not everyone else's fault. That's the thing. And you're gonna be the captain, the main creator, the number 8 shirt, everything, right? The main chance, everything. But you can't perform on a consistent level. That's on you. That's not on anyone else.
That's on you. That's not on the team, not anything. Because we watched Casemiro, Martinez, Varane all perform at consistent levels last season. We watched them all do it last season. They were our 3 best players by far.
Bro, it wasn't even close. Carried us. Legit carried us. Bro, he ran the entire. He was defending 2v1, 3v1 transitions by himself.
And then we'll get up the other end to like attack and score and create and be involved.
Eriksen is fucking great on the ball and all this shit. He's a hologram defensively, right? That's not even like shots on Eriksen. Bruno has no positional discipline. This guy was running entire midfields by himself, getting up the pitch, getting assists, scoring goals, scoring bicycle kicks at Bournemouth away, scoring a brace against, I don't know who it was, Reading in the FA Cup. Like, bro, by himself. The first goal, our first trophy in 6 years. Luke Shaw crosses it in against Newcastle at Wembley. Our first trophy in 6 years. This guy showed up. Where was Bruno that game? Nowhere, bro.
Yeah, it's facts. And just this V33 with the super chat again. Let me get to this again. Stop putting lies on my name, people. Because you said, how is Bruno the problem? When did I say Bruno's the problem? So before I answer this super chat, V33, you can respond back and I'll star it. Where did I say Bruno was the problem? Because the problem inquires just one. Words are I'm very specific what I say, and the English language words mean something. So please elaborate why I said Bruno is the problem. Again, you lot, because you can't debunk the argument, just be making stuff up. And this has happened multiple times now. And I try my best to just be cool about it, but like now you're just lying on my name. Where did I say Bruno's the problem? Please tell me what I said. Where I said Bruno was the problem. Before we get to this, but big up for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? What we talking about? So that's why I'm not even getting to the rest. Don't worry, it's starred V33. And we'll get to it. We'll rate. Don't worry about it. Because I'm just not having it like in terms of like poke holes in what I actually said, not what you've dreamt up. Please, I beg. And we will get to the pots as well because Warrior J did ask something as well. Give me a second. Big up C24. I see you as well. So these are the pots, and he was like, Taza, what teams would you want from? What draw would you basically like for Manchester United? So that's pot 1. So we got City, obviously we can't draw it. So you're saying Feyenoord out of that, yeah?
Yes.
All right, this is pot 3 because we're in pot 2. So Shakhtar, Salzburg, AC Milan, Braga, PSV, Lazio, Red Star Belgrade, FC Copenhagen.
I'll take Copenhagen.
Fairs. Smart. Pot 4, Young Boys, Sociedad, Galatasaray, Celtic, Union Berlin, and Antwerp and Lens.
Union Berlin. Because I assume that's one of these guys' team, and I just want to beat the shit out of them.
Nah, actually, it isn't. But I kind of Union Berlin is actually one of the weirder. I'll be honest. If you want an easier one, I would say Antwerp. Probably.
Yeah, I know Antwerp and Lens is probably worse, but
I think in terms of even though I think United can beat these teams, I'm talking because funny enough, I talked about the afternoon fun today, and I talked about how I think matches against Inter Milan, obviously they can't draw Inter Milan, but teams like that and Atletico Madrid, I think Arsenal will struggle this Champions League. Then rather than teams that actually wants to attack them like Barcelona or Bayern Munich maybe. But let's see, you know.
Yeah, in regards to this pot 1, I don't know a lot about these teams, like in terms of like there's no really like team I look at and I go they're a weak side, to be honest. Just Feyenoord. I presume that Ten Hag may know certain about.
Sevilla are a weak team, but like they also.
I think Sevilla.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to
Liga is just like
so probably Feyenoord. I'd probably go with our pot 3. Definitely Copenhagen, 100%, without doubt. I would definitely say Copenhagen
or Lazio. I take Lazio.
I ain't really trying to play a Serie A side, even if they're not the best. I'm not trying to face no Italian.
I want to face sorry
sides. I'm not really at that. And then pot 4, run me Antwerp in it. Run me Antwerp.
Hey, you know what? I actually want United to actually beat the living crap out of them. Although after what they did last season to us.
Why? Because they finished above Union St. Juro.
I still can't believe that they actually fuck Antwerp.
Yeah. And big up to Jason Antwerp, for this. Man. This is you man still hear about that because they beat USG. Flawless, for God's sake, stop scapegoating. And he's saying this sarcastically. Hey, Jason, big up for the super chat. Much appreciated, my guy. And V33 was still here, innit? Like I said, tell me why I said Bruno is the problem. The problem being in being the most important thing. Then I get to the rest of the super chat. Don't worry about that. To V1 who says, who cares? We ain't winning it. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying in that. That's true. United was poor before Bruno and got worse after. Is that not a problem, or is my understanding of the English language in the toilet? Your understanding of the English language is in the toilet in this instance. Yes, I can't say overall because here what you said there is not a problem. A problem and the problem are two separate things. If something is the problem, it's the sole problem. It's the only problem. Yep. If something is a problem, there's potential more problems. Again, this is why I'm very specific. And like I said, if you are ever confused to V33, I'm talking to you directly, by something I've said, or you don't understand where I'm started on, just ask again and I will get to it. So Flawless, what did you mean by that? Because I was very clear and very specific about Bruno. So this is the point I'm making. And this is a prime example to people when I'm talking about Bruno, is that people just get emotional and don't actually pay attention to the words that are coming out of my mouth and listen to what I'm saying and take it in. They hear what they want to hear, not what I actually said. Because now it's different. It's not a problem. The problem and a problem are two separate things. And this is me not talking down. I know a lot of you lot watching, English is not the first language. That's cool. I'm English born and bred, and I struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? I struggle. So I know for others, it's definitely a potential. So yes, a problem and the problem are two separate things. Saying someone is the problem indicates that they are the sole problem and the sole cause. And also, I like how you just missed out everything else I said in regards to Bruno as well. Where I legit said, verbatim, he's not the only problem at Manchester United Football Club. He's not the sole problem at Manchester United Football Club. He's not the biggest problem at Manchester United Football Club. I don't even think he's top 5 problems at the football club. I just think he's a problem. So yes, but big up for the super chats. Much appreciated. As a V1, we had to answer the question. I know we ain't winning the champs, but I just want to run in it. I just want to run.
I do. Okay, but let's say you get a favorable draw. Do you still don't think you win it?
What does a favorable draw mean, brother?
I'd say
a favorable draw where even though we don't say United's out and out favored for these games, there's a chance that it can actually be.
But eventually, what it is, you're gonna get packed by a good side.
Jez, what's the farthest a mediocre team in Champions League has gotten with a favorable draw?
Final?
Semi-final?
No, final? Which team, though? Which team?
Milan? Valencia? Or no, Villarreal, sorry, 2 years ago?
Inter Milan? This season just gone, Inter Milan?
Yeah, so Inter beat Porto.
Benfica and AC.
Benfica and then Milan. Yeah. Okay, I mean, you could do Inter Milan and then you just
that's what I've said is, but eventually you're going to run into a bad boy team. But you know what it is, Jez? I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm happy to be here. Okay. That's where I'm at with Manchester United. I'm just happy to be here. Like that's where I'm at. I just want to hear the music and be excited to do a watch along and be like, all right, let's go. Like I genuinely enjoy. You see the Europa League, like the knockout tie. In particular, no, the group stages was so. I genuinely enjoyed the Barcelona tie. That's the most fun I've had doing a watch along in a long time, because it was high stakes, even though it was Europa League. It's knockout football. And it was like high stakes, and I could get and that's Europa League, but more so because it was Barcelona. I want that in the champs because that's gonna give me that because it's Champions League. I didn't get that in the Europa outside of Barcelona because Barcelona are still a big club. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. So yeah, like I've been at people say, oh, why don't you show emotion with Manchester United? Because I'm at acceptance with us, and I've been at acceptance for the longest. I've been at the 5th stage of grief for the longest amount of time. I know this team's just not very good. Like that's just legit what it is. But hey, you don't bump up the likes as well.
I'm gonna cut you because I only just came in because I want to ask about the pod question. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah,
hey,
we still
you fucking piece of shit.
Hey man, you know what? I redirect that energy to Højbjerg, that fucking hoe ass.
Hey man, what a Carabao Cup round 3 for you, mate.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Last year, that terrible content also got us out of that round 2. Just want to remind people that. Anyway.
That's all right. And just took you a step back. It happens.
It's all good. But yeah, get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. It don't have to be on the topic. Big up to V1K says, imagine if Anthony was good. Yeah, it'd be great. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal for Manchester United, isn't it? Imagine. I think we would all love all of our players to be great. I would legit love all of my players to be great. But guess what? They're not. But hey, we move. To V33 says, fair enough. Big up for the super chat. Thanks for the verses A. Appreciate it. Of course, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I'm saying we all get shit confused sometimes, myself included. It is. Shagar says, if we finish 3rd in this group and get I get Europa League again, I'm done with the seasons, bro. Yeah, I'm not doing no Europa League watch alongs if we drop out. I'm letting you lot know from now. Not a chance. But you know what? Moving from Manchester United, we'll go to your club, Peter. Chelsea. Thoughts on the Cole Palmer? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear your thoughts. I'm genuinely interested. Cole Palmer.
So I went to work. I forgot that we were playing. I checked Twitter. I saw that we conceded. And then I just checked Fabrizio's timeline. So I wonder what's going on in the world of transfers. And then I saw that we were signing Cole Palmer as this big mystery secret signing. And I don't know. I'm confused. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched him play. But I don't know. Maybe it works out. Seems weird. I would have rather we just bought nobody. But
It's like that. You would have bought nobody. Not even when you got somebody else.
What's the point of? Okay, so let's start adding the money up, right? Spent 30 million on Madueke, 45 million on Cole Palmer, 65 million up front on Mudryk. Because let's be honest, we're not getting those add-ons because he doesn't fucking play. So that is 140 million already on youth team wingers. We signed the dude on a free from Benfica, who apparently played like trash today and got hooked at halftime. That's a fourth wide player. They gave Sterling the big bag. Cool. That's a fifth wide player. So we spent like in excess of 160 million on wide players, not counting Nkunku, right? And we are stuck with one consistent starter in Sterling. Like, again, paying premium prices for talent when we need proven commodities now more than ever seems like a very risky strategy. If they want to continue zooming out and banking on potential and guessing or hoping that Pochettino can magically develop these guys while still keeping his job, even though we're literally playing Chilwell at fucking left wing because the other options he just has no faith in, so whatever, fair enough.
Keep going. One sec.
But if this guy, like, if this is how they want to run the club, cool. When we finish the season in 6th place, then it is what it is. I don't know. I am not expecting Cole Palmer to immediately produce. I'm not even expecting him to immediately play. Because where's he going to play? Why we went to City and tried to buy Cole Palmer instead of Foden? I don't know. Would I have gone to City at this point in the market anyways? Of course not. Absolutely not. But I don't know. Maybe they just had money burning a hole in their pocket and they wanted to spend it. But they can try and dress this up however they want. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm tired of people acting like it makes sense. Like, we need to, I don't know. It is what it is, man. But Joel, you're saying it wouldn't have been a problem if we went for Leal over Mudryk. I agree, but we can't live in this hypothetical alternate universe. We did go for Mudryk over Leal, so it is a problem.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of money on talent when we don't have immediate guaranteed production. And that is a bad idea in any business model. That is bad. But maybe it works out. Maybe I don't know shit. Maybe he drops 20 goals. Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I can see the vision. I can't see it. This is not. I thought this surprise signing was, I thought it was all hype. I didn't think they were actually going to go panic buy somebody. Our manager talked about wanting experience at the top end of the pitch, and we signed somebody with 0 Premier League goals. I don't get it. And, like, am I crazy for not getting it? I guess. I don't know. But if any of you can, like, talk me into it, feel free. I don't really care if you don't agree with me. That's just how I see it.
We get to see super chats as well. Peter, you're fucking hilarious as well.
I don't know what you want me to say, bro. Like,
no, you're right. Yo, it's just the way,
It's
you
just
delivered facts in it. That's what it is. Was it straight faced, and then the delivery just cuts, and you was like, "Yo, they asked for someone." If I would have said it wouldn't have been funny. If you was like, "Yo, you wanted to get someone with experience, and they signed someone with 0 Premier League goals." That's just mad funny the way he said it.
He's not even a striker. Like, what? We still have one striker. When we go to AFCON, guess what? We got no striker.
Nah, you got bro is back, right?
That's hilarious because he's coming back from a torn ACL. So yeah, sure.
That's true.
We got a Serbian goalkeeper, an Albanian striker, a striker who's leaving to AFCON. It's gonna be bad.
Wait, who's the Serbian goalkeeper?
The guy we signed from MLS.
Oh, is it? I didn't even
realize. Oh, hey, he's from Chicago, man. Gabriel Solina. He's a good keeper.
No. We signed another one from MLS.
What?
Yep. Why did we spend 35M on MLS goalkeepers? I don't know, Chief. I'm not sure.
That's crazy.
We could have put that 35M and Madueke's fee together and got an actual wide player that we could have used. I don't know. Wait, guys, wait. We spent 60 mil on goalkeepers since these guys took over.
but you have needed you needed 2-3 goalkeepers.
That's
so
fine.
I hear that.
That's fine. But like,
I hear that.
they kicked the tires on Magnan. They could have just put all the money in the middle of the table for Magnan because we're going to go back for him next year.
Yeah, why did you? Oh, you lot were linked to Magnan, but you just decided against.
He said nah. He said nah.
Said no. Okay, fast.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to pay for potential and pay $1 billion for potential, then I guess, fuck it.
Hey, shout out to my guy. I hear. Sorry to cut you off. Shout out to my guy Alam. I've been meaning to get to some of your because your comments have been hilarious. Big up my guy Alam. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. One of the mods put Alam's channel in the comment section. It's also underneath in the description as well, people. Toronto Hoop Talk. So make sure you check that out. Also, sorry, Peter. Go on. Carry on.
I don't know, man. I don't want to sit here and like make people think it's all doom and gloom because like it might work out. But like I'm not really seeing the logic here. And like our fans they're just so hyped to have like transfer sagas. We're more focused on getting new players than we are about like winning games. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. I don't know why we spent all that money on midfield and bought like 6 guys. I don't know why we're spending all this money on wide players that just aren't really going to play. Because if you think Sterling is getting benched, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe, fuck it, maybe he is. Maybe our highest earner is sitting on the bench. And then Cole Palmer and Mikhailo Mudryk are playing either side of Nico Jackson. That's the $1 billion experiment right there, Chief. Does that even sound correct? Does that sound like something Pochettino is going to do?
I said Cole Palmer and Mudryk.
Yes.
Either side of Nick Jackson, yo, that could happen though. That's the crazy.
Does that sound like $1 billion was spent to get there? Because it was. It's what it is, man. Fuck it.
Yo, they might have like 1 Premier League goal between them. That is crazy.
Wait, yeah, those 3 have 1, and it was Nico Jackson last game.
No, Palmer has 1. Palmer has 1.
Alright, so 2 then.
No, yeah. Palmer doesn't have 1.
Yeah, he does. He scored against. Who was it? Let me see.
Let this guy make up a team right now.
No, he scored. Or was that the fucking?
It's not the league, bro.
That was the Community Shield. You figured the Community Shield way back.
No, he scored against Sevilla, but Sevilla aren't in the Premier League, mate.
Yeah. No, you're right. No,
I'm telling you, it's 0.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It was Sevilla. Yeah.
No, I've seen him score goals before, but not in the Premier League with the badge on the kit. But I don't know, man. This is a very funny social experiment. I don't know. God help us if we lose on Saturday.
What do you have?
We're playing Forest at home, man.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a watch along for that, people. So make sure you tune in on
this
Kick.
Guy, man.
On Kick, yeah, man.
This
Why not? Would you be this guy? That's a great 3:00 kick. I've enjoyed watching Forest.
Man.
I've watched him twice this season, and he impressed me both times. Go on, what's going to happen?
Awanyi, 4th minute on a counter attack. He's gonna get us just like how he got you.
By the way, holy shit, bro! Awanyi is crazy.
The way that people try to blame Rashford for not catching Black Panther is crazy. But we move.
Bro, even if Rashford caught him, he wasn't winning the ball. It doesn't matter. He literally almost ran the ball into the goal. Like no one was stopping him.
Sometimes you just gotta hold your hands up and give credit to the opposition.
I walked out of my room. I was going to the bathroom. I looked at the TV. My roommate's on the couch watching the game. I'm seeing Awanyi run through on goal. He's like 40 yards out. I go in to take a shit. I just yelled, "Oh, that's cash money!" And then I just hear him fucking throw the remote at the wall because they scored. I'm like, "I told you." So you know how you can just tell when somebody's running through on goal if they're gonna bag?
Yeah.
I just knew it.
Confidence. But yeah, I've watched Forest twice this season. I've been impressed. I'm gonna watch him again.
I actually think Forest are like not good, but like their front players are hilarious.
Yeah, because of their front three, they're extremely watchable.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching them. I do.
They're like not good, but their front players are hilariously good.
They are prime example of
team, bro.
They're a prime example of Premier League football in regards to pace and power. Yeah, and I like their left back as well. I forgot his name. Is it Aino? I like the fullback.
He used for Cobham, funnily enough.
Yeah. I've watched him a couple of times. I was like,
hey man, we got everything for you.
Let me get to these super chats real quick. Hey, Jason, big up for the super chat. Much appreciated, man, for this supremely generous donation, man. Big up to you, Jason, every time. He says, don't let the Bruno criticism stop you from hitting the like button, guys. Yeah, man, you lot are clearly here enjoying the content and enjoying the debates and asking questions. So let's bump up the likes because there's over 140 of you lot in here and we're only at 85 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes. Like check 1212. Let's hit that like button and subscribe as well. Like I said, over 140 of you in here. We're at 7,845 subscribers. I'm asking for 5 new subscribers. Only 5. And there's over 144. So whether you're watching live right now or watching this back after, hit that subscribe button, people. So get us up to 100 likes and get us to 7,850 subscribers. Jason, again, big up for the super chat. Much appreciated. To V33 who says, I'm desperate for Hoyland to come good, please. As all Manchester United fans. I hope so. I really do indeed hope so as well. And to V1, I know you might be gone, but big up to you. Says, flawless, great stream. I'm off. Believe in Bruno. He gonna make me a believer. But big up to you, V1. Big up for all the super chats. Hope to see you again. And V33 has a question here for you. And big up for this super chat, V33 says, what happens to Chelsea if 50% of the newbies on 7 to 8 year contracts turn out to be duds like Maguire? Happy to sit on the bench and not move.
That's the $1 million question. For those of you who are new here, I raised this point a couple months ago. What happens if these guys don't pan out and we get no sort of resale value on them and they're tough to move? I don't know. They're taking big gambles by handing out these long contracts to these random guys. So I'm hoping they don't let them sit there for that long. And they just realize they got to flip them and cut their losses 2 or 3 years in. But if they actually sit there for 7 or 8 years and don't play, then I guess we just lose a lot of players on free contracts. I don't know. Is that financially viable? I don't really think so. But I'm not the financial dude for the club. So they are banking on development and all of these mythical things that sound good but have never really occurred at Chelsea. But it's not just the development of 1 or 2 guys. They're banking on the development of an entire team, which doesn't really fucking happen. But whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully the Saudi League still has money in 2032 and we can send them there.
Someone actually said that in the chat. But yeah, V33, big up for the super chat, my guy. Much appreciated. And let us know where you're actually watching from. I don't even know what currency that is, but big up to you. I don't even know what SGD is, but big up. Much appreciated. Alhamu says, that clip, Flawless from that clip of Cole Palmer knowing every bar of Vibes Cartel, that clip is, I didn't even realize it was real at first, but yeah, like that clip's jokes. But hey, that's a banging tune.
That's Singapore, by the way.
I'm saying, was it Singapore? Hey, big up to you, man. Singapore, that's crazy. Large up, man. Shikasa's question, Flawless, very off topic, but could you explain what Kanye is and what people do when you go there? So what kind of
Hey man, how was that shit, man?
Oh yeah, pop top. That's why I mash up now, fam. When I had the reason why I got this,
you're washed up, you're 38,
I had to
mate.
take I'm not 38, number 1. Number 2,
mate.
I'm not washed up, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's been too kind. He's 42.
But he's man a dick because people gonna run with that shit as well.
You're
That's why I
38,
had to put friggin' painkillers in here and drink it because I was like, I'm feeling the effects. But in regards to what Carnival is, it's just celebration. So it started and still is basic. It's Caribbean celebration in it. So that's where it originally stemmed from because of, you'll have to Google this because it'll give you more in-depth knowledge, but it's in regards to just basically celebration for black people, in particular black people from all Caribbean nations, so not just Jamaica people, to celebrate. That's what it was over a 2-day period, and it was mostly based off reggae music, but now obviously it's elaborated and you can hear all types of music when you are there, and it's not just, that's why you just don't see black people there. Like you see all types of people there, and that's why you see flags of all different Caribbean nations. So Barbados, you'll see Jamaican flags, Trinidad flags, St. Vincent, Grenada. I think I've seen every single Caribbean flag, and then you even seen African flags as well. Like Lewis bought an Ethiopian flag, and like you see all types of flags when you're there. So it's just a celebration basically of just Caribbean culture. And in regards to what people do when they go there and party, have a great time, drink if you drink, get high if you like a smoke, both. Drug yell if you want to, whatever the case may be. Go dance, shake a leg, all that stuff. That's what I'm there for. You know what I'm saying. I'm there just to enjoy myself.
You know what they're
over
not
2 days.
celebrating though?
Go on.
The West Indian cricket team, because them motherfuckers is ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. My mom always cursing them out.
Such a big fallout, bro. It hurts me. Actually hurts me. And by the way, India versus Pakistan, Saturday, 4:30 a.m. I will be watching the entire 50-50 over game. It will be from 4:30 to around 11 a.m. And I will watch India's ass get kicked. So fuck India. How about that?
So for those that don't know, Taza is Pakistani. So
My
just
God.
for those to clarify.
5.5 hours.
And to Dominic, who says it says the Bahamas is the only Caribbean nation that don't celebrate carnival. The crazy part is, I think I seen Bahama flags there. I think I seen every single flag. Now there's even flags of nations that I was like, I'm not even sure what that is. But obviously that's me being under the influence. But I seen all the main ones.
This guy saw a St. Kitts flag and didn't know what to do, man.
Nah, of course I know what St. Kitts flag. Come on, fam. You know what I'm saying? Of course I know St. Kitts. I got a family with St. Kitts. Tox is from St. Don't do that. Tox is from St. Kitts. You know what I'm saying? This guy. It would be obvious, like, if I see, like, I can't pick out, like, a St. Vincent flag. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Man, respect this.
Nah, I do respect them, of course. I fucks with, but I'm saying, like, I couldn't, like, ideally pinpoint out of a lineup like that.
Man.
I know the rest. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know hoops, man. You don't know hoops. That's okay.
I don't know all the hoops. You're right. What did you say, Taza? Sure, man. What did you say, Taza?
Is it Rashford from St. Kitts?
Yeah. Rashford is of Caucasian descent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
What did you say? Caucasian?
Yeah, that's what they call people St. Kitts. Yeah, if someone from St. Kitts, they'll say Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to be St. Kitts and Nevis, but then they separated. The Nevis have their own flag then, Mr. Hoops.
Nah, I don't. I've never seen it.
So what? They just keep. So wait, they separated, but both kept the same flag.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, look that up. Same with you'll know this with Trinidad and Tobago. The Tobago get
we
their
got
own flag.
the same flag, nigga. What the fuck?
Well, that makes how you gonna separate but have the same flag?
We're the same country.
No, but you separated, so you're no longer the same country. If you separated.
No, it's just two different islands. What do you mean?
Yeah, so you're not the same, but you're not the same island. Like you separated. What you talking? Because we don't
Bro,
go.
it's two islands right next to each other. Why can't they see the same shit?
No, it's not the same shit because that's
all
why
the
they
Hawaiians
separated.
have different flags?
No, they separated though because it was Trinidad and Tobago.
It's
but then they
still there.
separated just to. No, you got your independence as an island. What are we talking about? If
Bro,
you called some,
Trinidad,
if you called someone
there's
from Trinidad,
no different flag.
If you said, yeah, there is no diff. That's the point.
I'll be honest.
The
people from Trinidad, if you call them Tobagans, they get upset.
Of course they get upset.
They don't give a shit.
Of course they'll get upset because they've now separated. That's why it's no longer Trinidad and Tobago. It's Trinidad, Tobago. Same way it's St. Kitts and Nevis. The same way it's St. Vincent. Wait, are St. Vincent and the Grenadines separated or are they still together? Check everyone's just breaking up.
I think they're still together.
They're still together. All right. Because people from St. Vincent, I never heard them say, yeah, I'm from
Bro,
St. Vincent.
I can't find
and the Grenadines. Yeah.
Nah, I can't find a Nevis flag.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't
like,
think
for instance, Rashford wouldn't say his grandparents wouldn't be like, yeah, we from St. Kitts and Nevis. They'll tell you they're from St. Kitts.
Of course, bro, but like that's not actually separating.
They're two separate islands though.
They've always been two separate islands since the tectonic plates fucking moved that shit, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you, but like that's not the same as like actually like going through a war like Sudan.
Nah, they didn't go for a war. I don't go to a war. They just wanted their island independence.
You don't get a new flag until you throw down a war. That's how it works.
Sure.
That's not true though.
That's facts though.
No, that happened to us though. Our India, Pakistan, there's a region, Jammu and Kashmir.
But like, okay, so did the Pakistani flag exist before?
Yes.
But there was a war, right? But did the world recognize the Pakistani flag?
That happened. That was 1947. This is like 1980s, 40 years later.
So, Murtaza, did the world recognize the Pakistani flag before the war?
Yes.
I'm honestly not well versed on this, so I have to look it up.
Yes, bro. 1947, we got liberated. Like
like I believe you. I just feel like in every global conflict any conflict between like people within a country, if like niggas start killing niggas, then like there might be a new country, and then like there's no Tobagan flag. There isn't. It's just
Yeah,
you say you're from
and
Tobago.
just to clarify, people saying, "Oh, St. Kitts and Nevis is still together." I stand corrected. I didn't know. I thought they had separated people.
Nah, Wallace thinks if you have more than one island, you're a different hood.
No. I knew they were together. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. No. Don't try that. Don't do that. Don't do that. The point that I'm making is Trinidad and Tobago were one, and then they separated into regards to two different islands. Like you said, if you call someone from Trinidad and say you're from Tobago, they gonna get upset and vice versa. Of course they are. Yes, is the point I'm making. That's what I'm talking about.
They're making some broke niggas, man. They ain't got their own flag.
Who ain't got this guy?
They ain't got their own
you
flag.
ain't crashing on them, yo.
Let's be honest. It's facts though.
Shout out all Caribbean islands. I mean, no disrespect. I love you all. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the point I was making. But my bad. I stand corrected. I genuinely thought St. Kitts and Nevis had separated. I thought they had. Well, yeah. All right. I stand corrected.
Hey, facts. Pull up Arm's comment, man. Facts.
He says the boundaries in that part of the world are very, very complicated. Fuck the British.
It's true though.
But yeah, Shikara, to answer your question, that's what Carnival is. So it's just like I say, people go there and party. That's what I go. You know what I'm saying? So Jason, who says you guys think Bruno could stand out in the St. Kitts starting 11? Probably not. Not if everybody of Kittitian descent actually went and played for St. Kitts, and we'll throw Nevis in the mix as well. Guaranteed, there's probably some Kittitians in Europe we don't know about that Kittition. So probably, that's what I would say. Well, shout out St. Kitts, man. I fucks with that island, man. Big up to St. Kitts.
I gotta go on a cruise soon, man. Fuck.
Yeah, and yeah, Joel says Peter just trying to stir up some beef. Yeah, it's typical Peter, man. You ain't new here. You know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm being serious.
I don't.
Wallace is the one trying to act like we should have different flags in the same country.
Hey, low key.
Let's talk about it.
You should, because you separate. No. If two islands separate, which they did, obviously not physically. I know before you say it, they physically didn't separate. So let's get into this. But they separated.
They pushed one all the way over there
to Trinidad and Tobago. It used to be. You used to call it Trinidad and Tobago. Now you just call it Trinidad. No, you just call it. I still call it that. You don't call it that, Peter. You don't say I'm Trini and Tobago. You say I'm Trinidadian.
I say I'm from TNT. Like I don't know.
You never say. I've never heard you say you from TNT.
You're from the Caribbean, but to the white niggas, yes.
You rep Trinidad. You literally just said fuck Tobago. What are we talking about, yo?
Like, they're still part of the country. What the hell?
No, they're separated. So you should have your own island. It's now you separated. What are we talking about?
I don't know. You think every island should have its own flag? I don't get this.
Yes, they should. 100% you should. To have your own identity, because you're not the same. Trinidad and Tobago is not the same.
You don't get a flag unless you're a recognized country. You can't just have your own neighborhood and get a flag.
But you separated the islands, though, is the point I'm making.
The fucking Watts doesn't have its own flag, and Compton doesn't have its own flag. Like,
not Compton, because Compton's not our country. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. The island I went to vacation to last month, they don't got their own flag.
That's it,
because they're an island. They don't have their own flag. They have the California flag. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my fucking god!
You could be an island and still be part of shit.
It's crazy. That's like Scotland separating from England and then not getting.
But they actually killed each other.
So you saying why does blood have to be shed, yo? What are we talking about?
To have a flag? What do you mean? Yes. That's the whole point. Think about all of history.
This fucking.
What do you?
That's not the way forward.
You low key got a point there.
No, think about all of history, bro.
But that shouldn't be the way. You know what I'm saying? Wait,
I agree. Sure, I don't think.
Let me Google this shit, yo. Go on.
I think you think anybody and their niggas should be able to put up a flag, but really?
Nah, not everybody. No. I'm saying if you separate from somebody, yes, you should.
I get it, but really, you gotta.
For instance, wait. Does Sudan and South Sudan have separate flags?
Probably, considering they went through some crazy shit. I'll look it up.
Yeah, they should.
That's what happened to Pakistan and West Pakistan. That became Bangladesh.
I'm trying to find out. What's with this? Hold up. When did Tobago say?
Yeah, it's two different flags, fellas. I'm telling you. If you don't have real beef and blood is spilled, you don't get a flag. That's it.
But no, that's not true. Bangladesh, that's how they got their own flag, but there was no beef.
Yeah,
there was no killings.
Facts.
But
so how did they get seceded from Pakistan?
So what happened was it used to be one big province type thing, right?
Of course, because the white niggas were hella lazy in the 20th century.
A person that was just from that exact area that's currently Bangladesh, what happened is they got elected into power, and then they just did some protest. There wasn't any bloodshed, like peaceful protest, and they just liberated the country.
They peaceful protested a country?
Yes, they did some political shit. It wasn't even like crazy.
Yo, thank you, Turkish guy in the chat, for this random Fenerbahce update. I love this. I have no idea why we got this, but big up to you, man. That's hilarious. But that's honestly, Murtaza, that is fascinating because I didn't even know that happened for any country. Like, but that's cool. I'm glad that no one had to die for them to get their own flag. But usually, niggas gotta die, and that's just how
also
it is.
because it was far. Like, there's a lot of distance between the two. But like when India and Pakistan first got separated, like they gave Bangladesh, which was East or West Pakistan, whatever. They gave that to Pakistan as like part of their property.
Do you think it was like a negotiation kind of thing?
Yeah, like initially.
Okay, I hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flawless, basically, to get your own flag, you gotta fight.
All right, cool. I'm hella confused by this because even Google is not giving me that. This is the first time Google's ever failed me in that, yo. Like, even like as you were talking, I'm here searching, like, yo, like this is like shit.
Follow such with all these different flags in the Caribbean. Just because you saw
No. I've just never thought about it. But in regards to, I didn't know some of these islands hadn't separated. That's what it was. Like, the certain islands I genuinely thought had separated.
Maybe people were just making up their own flags and going to Carnival. Maybe that's what
I don't think it was. No, this is nothing to do with this is nothing to do with Carnival. You know what I'm saying? This is genuine. I'm genuinely interested now. What time I should ring my aunt that's in Jamaica right now?
If you guys ever want to like learn about history or geography, we can have those conversations.
See, look.
Basically, it's very simple. If you and all your niggas don't spill blood with other people, you can't put a flag up and have it recognized.
Yeah,
unless you're Pakistan or Bangladesh.
See, like even I'm seeing here St. Kitts and Nevis that actually separated a distance of 2 miles. They're saying.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Yeah, I know it's close by, but hey, we move anyway.
Trinidad and Venezuela are like 7 miles.
Jeez. Oh yeah, because it said that when I was saying that Trinidad is the most like southern Caribbean island.
Yeah, we got niggas living in Venezuela that work there. We got niggas that live in Jamaica and work there. It is what it is, man.
It's crazy. And to Prime, he says, Flawless better not create a Sarcasm City geography show. Hey, my geography's on point. Don't ever
not
do
geography.
That. You know what I'm saying?
This is kind of just history and like geopolitics, I guess. I don't know.
You learn something new every day, people. And all that stemmed from Shakar asking about Carnival. So yeah, Shakar, I hope you got your question answered. Plus more as well. But yeah, that's basically
what
Carnival
people like to hang out. And it's in the summer when the weather's good, so everybody goes.
That being said, Carnival, for the most part, when I think about it, the weather's always good. It's very rare. I've been going for
in the UK. It's in the summer.
Yeah, but that don't like. We had like one of the wettest Julys like ever. Even August wasn't like warm.
You live in Manchester though.
But in terms of Carnival, but I'm just saying over the UK, even like because London's weather might be better than ours, but it's not much better. The point I'm making is it don't really rain too often on Carnival weekend. So you understand the Leeds Carnival's the same time.
It doesn't rain here either. It is what it is.
Yeah, great for you,
California, man.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, hold that. Both of you hold
that. I love California.
Actually, it was 35 degrees Celsius today. It was not fun. Hot as shit.
Yeah. It's been really hot here as well.
Yeah, man, but you have that humidity and all that shit. I'm sure it's not fun.
Oh, dude. I'm sweating going to classes. It's crazy.
Hey, man, you're still in school, you fucking nerd. Fuck that.
Fuck you. What the fuck? You're still in school?
Fuck
that.
I'm trying to bear himself and man just cracking
up. What's up?
I'm 22 years old, bro. What the hell?
Actually, yeah, that's right. You're not that old. My bad. I'm 27, guys. It is what it is. This is what happens when like we stop talking about like sports and shit.
That was a good question, though.
But yeah, you guys can ask about whatever. Honestly, like sports are overrated. Like when it really gets down to it, sports are overrated.
Hey, for all the people that they're asking NFL questions and everything, I just want to declare, I have 2 teams in the AFC North this season. It's the Ravens and it's the Bengals. So
why?
Just
why?
because I like the Bengals. Like I always like them, and OBJ is one of my favorite players, and he's on the Bengals, and so is Zay Flowers, the rookie. So it's gonna be an interesting season. And we're gonna bring the show back at some point this year.
Yeah, guys. Last time we did a watch along, that nigga died. So like, we're gonna do a watch along.
He's still alive and kicking.
Okay, but he died, and then they brought him back.
Technically, you're all right.
Yeah, he was dead, and then they put the sensu bean in, and he's good.
Yeah, you're not wrong. To be fair.
Yeah, so like, we will bring the show back. Prime, I'm 27. I turn 28 next May. But yeah, so we do have an NFL show. I don't know if we're gonna run it on Kick or
be on the Kick. Be on the Kick.
Yeah, we'll run it on that shit. I don't want any of the incels in the chat yelling at me and shit though. Like, you guys can't be weird over there, all right? But yeah, man, we did the DeMar Hamlin passes out game, and then they fucking revived him and canceled the game, and that was too serious, man. But he's good now, so that's cool. They're parading him around like they were parading him around like fucking Goku after fucking he gets brought back to life after fucking Piccolo shoots him with the special beam cannon, but it's all good.
That's a classic. That's a classic episode.
Hey, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z right now. Actually, I've been watching this the whole time I've been on the stream.
Yeah, it's classic, man. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, if you guys are into NFL, we will be streaming on Kick. We'll probably do every Monday. I don't work evenings anymore. I no longer have 2 jobs, so I can do the streams.
Let's go.
So I'll actually be able to like run that program.
Yeah, we'll talk after.
Yeah, so
people been asking about NFL. You know what I'm saying? People been
guys, the season. You guys know the season starts on 9/11, Classic America. So you know.
The season starts.
Actually, no, it starts on 9/10.
Just fucking yeah.
There's a game on 9/11 though. I'm not lying.
It's that weekend.
They put a game in New York City on 9/11, and they're gonna act like I can't talk about it. That's fine, no problem.
And to our context, who says, "Where's the Sarcasm City FPL? The league's up. Can someone drop the code? Anyone can join. The league is up. Sarcasm City FPL people. So can someone drop the code for it? I will. You know what? Yeah, tomorrow I'll actually like post it out again, do a video. So yeah, that's open. I think I've not even checked it, but someone told me there's over 20 people in there, which is big. I didn't expect to get that many people in there.
It's actually more.
Is it more than that?
Let me put the code in here.
Yeah, drop the code in the chat. So yeah,
I'm not even in the league. I'm saying this, and I'm on the channel.
That's open to everybody. People. Is it 30 people? That's open.
Yo, hold on. Let me join. What's the? Let me run the.
Don't join the code. Someone will drop the code.
How do I leagues?
How do I look it? How do I find the code?
Why am I in a league called Return of the Twitter X? What is this?
And just the private says, how was Carney flawless? Exceptional. I can't wait. Countdown starts for next year. Apparently Timo went. Did you guys run into him? No, I didn't hear from Timo till after, so I didn't know Timo was there. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Big up. I don't know if he actually went to Carnival, but any of you watching that haven't liked or disliked, please do one or the other. Help us get the word out there. There's like a bunch of you watching. Like the stream. If you're a silent watcher, big up. Or if you have any questions about anything, let us know.
Yeah, get your final questions.
I'm gonna be, so.
We are gonna close out very, very shortly. I'm gonna find this code for you as well.
Yeah, I want to join this league, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the code for you.
27 people in here, bro.
Oh, sick. I had no idea.
After week 1, I was like second. Now I'm 19th, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, hold that. Still hold that.
What happened?
Bro, it's fucking
Captain Holland,
Isak, bro. Holland, Isak, fucking McAllister got a red.
Happens, bro.
Trent, Estupinian, Robinson, both all been ass.
There's a question. Where in the U.S. are you two located? I live in Ventura, California. If any of you are unfamiliar, Google Earth is your friend. And Murtaza is in some suburb outside of Chicago. I don't know exactly where.
Yes. Schaumburg, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, so I live.
Now. 1 sec.
I live in the good part of the country. Murtaza lives in the okay part.
Debatable.
But yeah, so it is what it is, man.
Based out of Detroit.
And to Jez, why did you have United players in your what's it called, man? In your FPL team?
Yeah, I could have told you. Nah, Prime. Most of Chicago's fine. Don't let Twitter and social media warp your brain.
I'm not in the. It's a very small part of Chicago in the South Side.
Yeah, that's not fine. But
that's not fine. But mostly all of Chicago is just chill, bro. It's really nice.
Right. But yeah.
South Chicago.
It is what it is, guys. Oh, there's the code. Let's go.
Just dropped the code. There you go. So that's everyone right there. You can see it on the screen. Code to join the Sarcasm City TV Fantasy Premier League. So that is the code right there to join the Sarcasm City TV Fantasy Premier League. Code is CMH9TC. CMH9TC. So yeah, members as well. For anyone who's a member of the channel as well, for the highest finishing member in the league table, I'll give you some Sarcasm City merch at the end of the season.
I have the best team name. Let's go.
Go on, what is your team name?
Pep is bald.
This guy, yo. Bye. We legit gonna close out. But love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget, this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms, people. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV. This show, all the other shows on the channel will pop up. So SoundCloud, hit us with a follow. Spotify, all you Android users, hit us with a follow. 5-star us. iTunes, Apple Podcast, all you iPhone users as well, please go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, 5-star us on there as well. It's Sarcasm City TV. But some people don't want the YouTube app open while they want to listen to their podcast in just audio form, which is absolutely fine. So like I say, whether you want to listen while you're cooking, cleaning, while you're at work, while you're on your way to work, you may be at the gym, or like I just stated, you may not want to have the YouTube app open. That's absolutely fine. So you can get this audio. Like I said, all the shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, pro clubs and fan calling shows, are all available on there as well. But I hope you lot enjoyed the show. It's good to be back. I needed this. I need to have a show like this to get back into the swing of things in it. Get stream fit. That's what it was. But yes, love to everyone who has locked in. We're back tomorrow. Facts, man. I was feeling hella rusty, man. 2 days off and I just, yeah. But yeah, love to everyone who has locked in. Don't forget to follow the kick as well before I go. Follow the Sarcasm City TV kick, because from Friday, all of the Twitch content will be over on the kick, people. All of the Twitch content, apart from pro clubs, going over to the kick. So the NFL show, which we've mentioned, NBA content, fan calling shows, big fights, big nights only, which is the boxing show. Everything else, all the Premier League, non-Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs, all over on the kick, people. So like as mentioned, Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest, Brighton versus Newcastle, those 2 games on Saturday will be live on the Sarcasm City TV kick, KICK. So you download the Kick app for free. Same way you watch and comment on YouTube, it's the exact same on Kick. Download the app for free, sign up for free, follow over there, people. I'll drop the links in the chat again as well. Alam, that's a crazy comment, but yeah, big up. Taz, or anything you want to add before we close out?
The Cubs are going to make a run in the playoffs, man. That's all I got to say. Bear down.
All right, first. What are you saying, P? Or anything you want to add before we do a deep?
Man, like, subscribe, follow us on the kick, join the fantasy league, all that shit. Continue supporting.
Big up, man. Love to everyone who has tuned in. Great Q&A. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.